Well, sorry I'm late, guys.
You're not that late. You're not the latest person either. Sarah's going to be here at like 7:30 or something.
Oh,
She's
cool.
wrapping up recording.
I love when someone's
ostensibly
later than me.
the first episode of the second season of her podcast. So
Oh,
be on the
nice.
lookout for season 2 of SOS on Sarah O'Sullivan's YouTube page. Subscribe. Go over there. Stay here, actually. Go over there later. And welcome back to All the Marvels, guys, where the stakes have never been higher. On this week's episode, right now we have Aaron Rezigue. We've got Keith Lewis Spencer. And then later, Sarah O'Sullivan, who's not here now. She's going to be showing up. Local comedian.
Being filled in for by...
Yeah, we've got 4 right now.
Yeah.
What's the cat's name?
4?
4. Okay.
4, yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Like 7, but was that Stranger Things number?
11.
11. Okay.
So close.
It rhymed.
It's the other
So
side of the
close.
gas station.
Yeah.
Okay.
11.
Yeah.
It didn't feel right when I said it, but
I mean, I wasn't sure when I watched that whole season, so that tells you how my memory is going.
it's been a while.
7 sound right. It
See, I
right.
thought my cat's name was like, you know.
What's your cat's
little,
name?
Like, Kitty. I wasn't planning on keeping him, and so
Yeah.
I would make a joke like, "Oh, Kitty's mad," and then it just kind of stuck, you know.
Nice.
So he's very comfortable with his sexuality.
That's good.
Yeah, my dad calls him Mr. Cat, so it's like I don't know. He like won't call him Kitty. It's the Republican in him, I guess.
I like freaking names that make no sense for pets. Like, I mean, like,
Yeah,
names that
why
are just
not?
like,
Yeah.
like, not human, you know.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of, like, if your dog's name is Jason, I'm like,
Yeah.
It's kind of funny though. I mean, if it's the right dog, like Steve or something. I don't know. It has to be.
Well, yeah, I guess it depends on, like, if it's just like some, like, absolute, like a Steve or something nonsensical like that.
eh.
Not that Steve's a normal name. I'm
Yeah, that
guessing.
was
Yeah,
a
but I'm
good
expecting, like, it's going to be a Labrador
Rob.
who's in, like, a button-up shirt with a tie and he's got glasses, you know? Like, he's just,
See, then I'd be like, concerned. You
Yeah.
know? It has to just be like kind of throwaway name. I feel like.
Yeah, throwaway names 100%.
At
But,
least with cats, they're not gonna come do it anyways. So.
Right.
they're just going to eat your face if you die first and eventually just wander off.
That's what I heard. But I heard that I heard a fun fact about cats the
What's
other
up?
day. But like I guess they're kind of nocturnal, and so if you sleep later, then they'll like go and check to make sure that you're not dead. So whenever my cat like comes and sits on my chest, I'm like, oh, you're making sure I'm alive. So
Interesting. Because they're
I
hungry.
can't eat her face yet. Yeah. I was like,
Are they checking that you're
Yeah.
alive, or they're checking if they have another food source?
Oh, we have
They're
another
like-
call.
Cats.
oh, we have callers. That's great. Are we taking advice today or
Hello there.
giving advice?
Hello. Are
Yes.
you guys on the air right now?
Theoretically.
Theoretically?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can put me on speaker to the air if you want. And
That's good.
And this could read well once I come. But basically, I am with Jay, and I'm dropping Jay off, and then I'm headed straight there. I'm sorry I'm so late. This took longer than expected.
Oh, that's all good. That's all good.
It'll make me look better, so that's great.
Yeah, we had other late people that are feeling better because of you. So
Yeah, so thank
be
you.
proud of yourself and drive safely.
Okay, thank God. Well, I will be there.
Okay.
The chef.
Nice. She's confirmed, guys.
Nice.
I am confirmed. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye. That was Sarah O'Sullivan, everybody. That was
That's a good like comedian name, Sarah Sullivan.
Sarah
She got
O'Sullivan,
lucky, yeah.
she is Irish. Okay.
So Keith, have you done a podcast before? Like, do you have your own too, or?
I don't have my own, but
Okay.
I've been on Taylor's podcast now.
is-
This is like, what, number 3?
Okay.
This is your 4th episode,
Fourth?
actually.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm with the pros.
Keeping
Okay.
up with, yeah, he's still the most prolific podcast guest on the show so far.
Oh wow, what like constitutes that?
Just having been on the most episodes. Like,
Okay.
Yeah. We have like 5 comics who have been on 3 episodes, and
Nice.
Keith is the only one who's been on 4. It's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Do you want to? Does somebody want to ask you want to ask Aaron a question card, Keith?
Sure.
So you just pick a question, right?
Yeah, we got these decks. So for since you haven't seen these before, the cards, they just have weird questions on them, and they're color coded. Blue cards are controversial questions. Green cards are intellectual questions. Yellow cards are personal questions. Pink cards are romantic questions, and white cards are sad questions. A comic will pick up a card and ask you a question, and then you have to answer it. And we all feel some type of way about it.
Is that would you not intellectual? Did you? Because I'm
No.
not sure if I'm ready for trivia.
No, you're
yet,
safe. You're
but-
safe from the intellectual questions because you
Like,
picked a
which way is
controversial question.
northeast? Yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't that controversial. All right, the first question: how do society's morals differ from your own?
Oh, wow. Damn, that's a question for a Sunday.
True.
Gosh, society's morals. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's always changing, you know. Especially with social media, I feel like it gives people a platform to kind of share, you know, whatever their opinion is at the time. So I feel like it's hard to kind of nail it down. But I guess like one way it differs is that I think it's gotten better, but just like the cancel culture, you know, I like the idea that people can come back from things. So
Okay.
I feel like when that was like in full effect, where people were just being canceled, like I think you got to give people like the chance to apologize and everything, and have like retribution. So I guess that's kind of where it differs. I don't know where else it would differ really.
Do they have to apologize?
I guess I mean it
depends on what they
depends.
did, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean.
if CK had just been like, you know what, I'm not even sorry, like we probably would have felt kind of awkward
It's
about
so
that.
crazy.
Right?
I thought
If
about
we
that,
had-
and I was like, still not cool to masturbate in front of women. Like, give consent. So,
Masturbate without
he
being
did come
asked
back
to.
from it though. So I will say that, like,
Yeah.
you know, society was all about that. So if you're talented enough, but,
Right.
gosh, I'm trying to even think of like, I mean, can you guys think of like today's morals? Like, I mean, I don't know what that would even classify as.
It is a weird, yeah.
Today's morals. I can't really think like broadly. I mean, I guess you could say like vaccine mandates.
Okay, yeah,
In New York City, that was a thing.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
You disagree with the whole like you have a moral obligation to
Yeah,
get a
that whole
vaccine
thing where they
against
were like,
this
"Oh, you're
thing.
killing grandma." Da-da-da. Like, I was like,
it's
yo.
either that or a cold, you know. So,
Yeah, I thought that was absolutely nonsensical.
Gotcha.
So, you know, I disagree with that wholeheartedly. So,
Well, and see, like, I was for the vaccine, and I mean, I worked as a case manager, and I really didn't necessarily like care as much. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, I'll just take it, you know.
yeah.
And I had posted something about the vaccine, and like, it was about a joke about people not, you know, getting it. And I actually had someone reach out to me, and they said it in a kind way, but they're like, you know, my brother actually like went into like a coma after getting the vaccine, so like, you know, I'm personally really weird about it. I'm like, oh, that's a really great reason. So
Wow.
yeah, so I will say that like, I'm always open if someone like called me out on social media about something. That's like the only time it happened.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm like when I in the beginning, I was never like someone that was like against vaccines, but then like this medication did not classify as one to me
Interesting.
because it doesn't prevent you from getting it. I don't care what they changed the definition
It
for.
definitely
was not
didn't,
gonna-
yeah.
So then I was like, this is madness, and then they like were saying like it was some sort of emergency thing, and like I didn't buy into that. But then like I'm also not on the opposite end where they're like so many people are like dying from
Yeah.
it. Like I know one person that definitely got like injured from it, but it's I guess it's a permanent injury. He has to take medication now for like, you know, his blood not clotting, but that's one dude out of like I know freaking dozens and dozens.
Right, and there's people that'll have random like weird reactions to like flu shots and stuff too, and like, we
Yeah.
still use flu shots. Like,
Yeah.
but we don't tell everyone that they're absolutely mandated to have to get a flu shot or they're gonna kill their friends. So like,
Right. So yeah.
I don't know if I can share this
There's
now. I
margins.
guess COVID's like current enough in
Oh,
the past, but
careful about upstaging yourself. You're like super leaning like to your left, and you're
Oh,
putting
I
it
didn't
back
even
to a
know- I
camera
don't
right
even
there.
know-
I was
is
just
the
gonna give you
camera
that
right
note.
here?
Yeah, the little thing with the blue light on it. That's
Okay,
that's
see,
the camera there.
now I'm
You've
just
got- and you've got a
noticing that.
monitor over there. You can see what everybody looks like on the
Oh, okay,
on the TV
perfect.
screen. Yeah. Anyways,
but now I guess I can say this, but like, yeah, I worked as a case manager. I worked a little bit in a hospital, so they mandated you to get the vaccine.
yeah.
And like, I was like, oh great! Like I kind of felt like at the time I was like, oh, we get to be one of the first ones to get it. I didn't really care, and it made sense, I guess, with like working with the homeless because they don't have as much access to like healthcare, so I didn't mind. But like I went to the first appointment, and I kept hearing bad things about the second one, and I also just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
And so I always just kind of was like, I bet the first one, has more of a dosage than we think, and I just never got the second shot. So, yeah. Now I can say that, but at the time I'm like, oh, I don't know if this is.
Yeah. That whole thing was crazy to me. Whole thing.
We solved society's morals, guys. We did it.
Yep.
We got it. Do you want to draw a card and ask somebody a question?
I do. Okay, say to them, like, where
Okay,
they
so yellow or personal, blue or controversial, green or intellectual, white or sad, and pink or romantic.
Okay, we'll do personal. Did your parent?
Who are you asking?
Keith, I'll ask you.
Let's go.
Did your parents do a good job? These are very open-ended. I'll say that.
Yeah. Some of them are.
Absolutely not.
I like that answer. I thought you were gonna go like politically correct with it. You're like, nope.
No, absolutely not. Father, not even in the life.
Okay.
Not even there.
That's a clear call right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, my mom tried, but man, I mean, like, she really tried to, like, make me as sick as she is now. I mean, yeah. Like,
No,
she
I
was,
get that.
I mean, like, she let me eat just whatever garbage I wanted on a 24/7 basis. I mean, like, if it was 11 o'clock at night and she was home, she'd be like, oh, you want to get some, like, fried chicken wings from the... I'd be like, yeah, of course.
Hell yeah.
And I would just eat it. I was 300 pounds by the time I was, like, a freshman.
Okay, when you finished that sentence, because I was like, at the time, that sounds really great. Yeah.
Hell no,
So you
man.
ate, like, zebra cakes, but yeah.
It's wild.
Zebra
Cookie dough ice cream every day.
Damn.
Like, I was just a kid just being just fattened up just constantly, man. And I was like, I had high blood pressure in high school.
Okay, yeah, it's like when it starts, like, affecting your health.
See, that is something
Yeah.
that I like. I can't help feeling a little jealous of that when I'm like hearing that, because like you mentioned zebra cakes, and that was something like when I was a kid, I would see the boxes for zebra cakes, and I wasn't allowed to have those. Like I would be like, can we get this? And my mom would be like, no, those they give you. You're just gonna get cancer. You can get cancer. You won't get cancer. You'll get diabetes. You'll also get cancer. It's fine. You'll get cancer from whatever else we were eating instead too. But that's not the point. But yeah. So there's just that little bit of like, oh man, you just could have just had it
Like
all.
I was like
It's
kind of
amazing.
like I was a latchkey kid.
Yeah.
So like I didn't even know what that term was until recently. But like I was just had like untold amounts of freedom, which was awesome, but also, crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Especially with, like, health stuff, because, like, you're a teen. You're not going to necessarily... You need a parent to kind of step in, in that situation.
Exactly. Like, that's what I do for my kids. I freaking, like, I let my son, my youngest son, he's a baby.
Do they
So-
use
How
zebra
many kids
cakes?
do you have?
I have 2. And so then, like, my oldest, he's 8. He'll be 9 in October. But, like, it's he wants junk food all the time.
Yeah.
So then, I'll let him have some. But I'll never, like, if I let him eat what he wants to eat, he'd be a 300-pound toddler. It would be insane. So
Yeah,
I
but
don't
then
do that.
sounds like a great reality show to me. My
It's,
300-pound toddler.
Yo,
Come on,
man.
let's go.
They don't have a show like that?
We do actually. CPS,
Pretty good enough.
yeah.
We'll produce it. Okay, listen.
So, yeah, I don't know. So, my mom tried.
Yeah.
She did. She tried. But she also was a nurse that didn't care about my health. So,
Irony.
yeah, so now
There's
I take
material
care of
there.
her. And, she's blind from diabetes, which is
Completely
horrendous.
blind?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
And basically, one eye to glaucoma, the other eye because with diabetes, what happens is your corneas pop out because diabetes damages the blood vessels in your eye.
Yeah.
And so then she knew she was diabetic and just didn't care. She was going to eat whatever she wanted anyway. And just, so then she lost her vision. And she is miserable because of it. It is horrendous, but also like,
I feel like in this moment, the universe is giving me a warning that I'm going to ignore.
It's wild, dude.
Your metabolism seems fast. So,
I've got like 2 more years left on it too. Yeah, it's good.
Well, metabolism isn't fair either. I mean,
Yeah.
me and my brother, we have a pretty fast metabolism growing up, and it's like, you know, if you're not predispositioned to it. I did get chubby at one point. My mom, you could tell that she was worried, but like more just aesthetically, you know.
You were
like,
getting
she's
chubby
like,
and your mom was worried. You were.
she was like, should we be like, there's like a chocolate buffet close to our house, and I would love to go to it. And my mom like started like telling my dad like, we take her there like on Friday.
What was the name of this chocolate buffet?
Right, that's wild. A chocolate buffet.
I don't even know.
What kind of? Where did you grow up?
Like,
What kind of?
no. I grew up in like
What suburb of
Shawnee area.
Candyland?
Okay. When I say chocolate buffet, actually, this was at Pizza Street.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
they
no,
did.
that is the dessert pizza.
But it sounds
Pizza
like there's
Street,
a chocolate fountain and everything.
Wow.
Else, not
Oh yeah,
it,
but there's the dessert pizza that's basically
had,
just
like, 3
chocolate on
different
chocolate
kinds,
with powdered sugar over it.
Well, they
and,
had ice cream too,
Got the
so
ice
you
cream
could
machines.
get both.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I was like, you know, I was due for a growth spurt too, just a little one. My mom's 6 foot, so I just kind of cut off at 5'6", but I hadn't hit that yet, so I was just like saving it up, you know. But yeah, I feel like you're kind of lucky if you had like a faster metabolism a little bit.
Yeah. This episode's brought to you by Pizza Street. Build your 300-pound
So
toddler
good.
today.
Do you want to go back there? I mean, that sounds good.
Dessert pizza. I've never even had that. That's insane.
What if it's like kind
sounds
of
delicious.
fettuccine like pizza?
It's peak American ingenuity.
Yeah.
Yep. Dessert pizza. That's wild.
Yeah, man. Okay, let's see. Let's go.
Intellectual. Okay.
Okay, Aaron. You see a friend getting into their 3rd emotionally abusive relationship in a row. Are they a victim?
Okay, I thought this was gonna be like a math problem where it's like you see a friend, and then she had, like I was like, okay. Into their 3rd abusive relationship
In a row.
in a row. I mean, first one would be kind of like that's bad, you
Yeah.
know. I'm gonna be like, this is your first one. We all have it, you know. But I think it's tough. I mean, I think we all have had like times where our friends have been dating someone that we didn't like, and like I always kind of thought that like if you take the approach where you judge them, you know, like they're just gonna not tell you about it. So
Gotcha.
I had a friend that was like dating someone that was like pretty verbally abusive, and it really sucked. But like I felt like a lot of our friends were just talking about it, you know, when she wasn't around, which kind of comes out of concern. But everyone
yeah.
feels kind of good when it's not them, you know.
Right.
And I just kind of was like, you know, I think you have to stay open to like. Obviously, you don't support it, but I think it's good to kind of be like, hey, you know, you have to decide. I always say like, you're the only person that's going to decide when you're going to break up with someone,
Right.
you know. And so I think you just kind of have to, you know, tell them what they deserve, and then, you know, hope that they kind of find it on their own. Because we all have had to like get out of a relationship, and it doesn't matter like who tells you when to do it. Like you're gonna do it when you're ready, or when you're like done putting up with shit. So
Right.
I think, yeah, that's kind of my stance on it. Is like I hate when people take a hard line, because I'm like, you should not be in this invested in someone's life. Like, yeah,
Right.
like I would have friends that would get mad at me for not taking their advice. I'm like, I'm just not gonna fucking tell you next time. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So I try to stay open to it, but yeah, I am very anti-abuse. So not
Well, that's
pro.
good.
Yeah.
That's refreshing. It's refreshing to hear someone come out against abuse. It honestly is. I'm sick of these pro-abuse people. They come on this podcast. They're like,
what kind
oh.
of abuse? Yeah. What did she say? This is so bad. Yeah, I'm kidding.
How bad is verbal abuse really?
Did she say something?
I don't
first?
see any bruises.
Verbal abuse is obviously the easiest abuse. It's obviously the most acceptable.
Yeah, it's
abuse.
lazy. What are you guys doing? Get creative.
Exactly.
Verbal
Throw a
abuse
chair.
is hard
No.
too to like. I think pinpoint.
That
You
makes
know.
sense.
Yeah, also true.
Yeah, that was a good
Blows to
question.
the liver.
Blows to the liver. Verbal blows to the liver. Episode title. Keith, it's your turn to pick a card and choose whom to ask a question.
All right, let's do white.
Hell yeah,
Is that
sad
for
cards.
religion? Oh, yeah,
Sad cards.
that's also
The pinker.
All right, I'm gonna
Oh
ask.
shit!
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you because
Let's go.
This
You
is-
said Taylor?
no, because
he's
like, I'm gonna
asking
ask you. Yeah, because you know, I know Taylor's answer. No, I don't. But
Let's find out.
all right, you already read it, so now you get to think about it. All right, so what's the most sick, mental or physical, you've ever been?
Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit lighter here and choose physical.
All right.
Because it is a little weird too, so I
Yeah.
think it definitely fits. But when I was, this is a weird way to start a sentence. When I was going through puberty, in 8th grade,
Yeah.
I had this, like, you can develop allergic reactions to shit, like,
Okay.
later on. And I was going to basketball practice, wasn't good at basketball, but this was also not a good situation. But I was wearing, like, a coat and shorts when I went in, and it was middle of winter.
Yeah.
And I broke out in hives. And so for the next, like, 6 months, I was, like, being tested at Children's Mercy because they couldn't figure out what I was allergic to.
Yeah, shit.
And so for, like, a year, I was allergic, like, deathly allergic to extreme temperatures. So
Whoa.
if I went from, like, yeah.
Like temperature change?
Yeah,
Like
temperature change.
Okay.
So if I went outside, right, and it's like the dead of winter, and I was wearing shorts and like a coat, and I broke out in hives, my throat would swell up. Because I literally found out at basketball practice, because I was like, wow, my face is itchy. And then, you know, I don't know, my throat kind of felt kind of scratchy, and so I called my mom, and she could tell, like, on the phone that, like, my voice was off. And so she, like, thankfully at least knew, and she, like, got there and took me to the emergency room. But, like, it was, like, yeah, months of, like, tests, and they're like, yeah, you're allergic to extreme temperatures
That is
and
the
exercise.
What?
So this was my chubby time, too.
That's
yeah.
That's the wildest
That's so-
allergic
that's so
reaction
lucky.
I've ever
That's
heard
so
in my
lucky.
life.
It was so weird,
That's
yeah.
so lucky. I wish I had your childhood. I'd be like,
Well-
sorry, Mom, I'm allergic to going outside and working out.
No,
I
if
have
you're
to
a
stay
girl
inside. I gotta
in
play
8th
video
grade-
games. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
Wild.
Like, I couldn't even run off some of that, like, because you get a little bit, like, you know, I was a little bit chubbier, like, you know, like, you know, positive body and everything, but, like, you know, it'd be kind of nice to be able to at least, you know, have a fast jog or a fast walk, and,
holy
like,
shit.
it wasn't I wasn't deathly allergic to exercise. It was only extreme
temperature
temperatures.
change. Wow.
But,
Wow.
yeah, it was so weird, and I grew out of it, so now
Hey, yeah,
I'm
that's
fine,
awesome
yeah.
shit. I mean, I grew out of my my shellfish allergy somehow.
Really?
Oh, nice.
How'd you
Yeah,
find
just
that
went away.
out, though?
I mean, oh, you
Accidentally.
know what? I said shellfish. I did grow out of that, but that was less severe than my cat allergy.
Oh.
I had a cat allergy bad. I found out when I was in Georgia visiting aunts, and like as soon as I entered this house, like I got like stuffed up, and I just attributed it to being in Georgia and like maybe
Humidity.
maybe it's like allergies or something. But then I was on the couch and I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And I woke up to a cat with its tail going under my nose.
Oh, God.
Seems sensual.
And yeah, freaking cats. And then it went under my nose, and I was like, and I breathed it in, and I immediately started sneezing nonstop, crying, sneezing. My throat started to close up. They took me to the
Oh,
hospital.
so this
and
was
I
like a
found-
serious.
Yeah, and I
allergy.
found
Yeah.
out that I was allergic to cats. And so then, like, I only found out after I got mad drunk years later, and I was passed out on the couch again, and another cat came by, and it was under my nose again, and I
You were
woke
fine.
up, and I was like, and then, like, nothing happened. I was like, what?
Ah!
I
What a
grabbed that
beautiful
cat.
moment.
I was like, oh my God. I was like sniffing it. I was like, "Is this really serious? I'm not allergic. I'm not allergic to cats anymore." Like threw the
Oh my
cat. I was
God,
like,
I love
"Yo,
that.
I'm not
You
allergic."
just threw the
Oh yeah,
cat,
just threw
and
it.
then you
I
guys
knew it
were
was gonna
having a
land.
moment, like,
Yeah, I knew it was
yeah.
gonna land. But I threw the cat. I was happy as hell, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
you just be
cats
so
you can
happy you
kinda
just
throw,
have to
you
throw
know?
a
Yeah,
cat.
exactly. You could throw a cat.
Yeah.
Not that I lied. I didn't know it was
They're
gonna
tough.
land. But I threw it. It landed, and so it was fine. I was
You can toss
excited.
some of it, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you didn't punch it in the liver.
Yeah.
Well, they land on like all fours, you know. so,
Exactly.
yeah.
Almost every time.
As long as they land on 3, you're good.
Exactly.
Dogs, like if you toss a dog, you're like,
Oh, yeah.
how far did you toss them? Like,
Yeah. Yo, like
Yeah.
dogs
They're not
fall
built
in the
for that.
most stupid ways. Like when you grab the dog, it jumps up on you, and then if you toss its paws down, it can literally jaw itself on the floor.
It's
Like
true.
dogs are doofy.
oh,
true.
Izzy is for sure.
Yeah. What kind of dog is Izzy?
Izzy's a French bulldog.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, French
Oh,
bulldogs
yeah.
are dumb.
Izzy is dumb, and like people would get offended when I said that. Like people would be like, "Oh, she's so cute." I'm like, "Yep, cute and dumb." And they're like, "She's not dumb." I'm like, "You don't know her."
Right? Yeah.
So like,
Those are dog parents. Oh, I
and
hate
second
that
of all,
term.
it's great if they're dumb. It was so easy to train. Like she
Yeah.
didn't know she had other options. She's like, yeah, like so dumb. And my parents' dog is smart, and like she's so annoying. So it's like Izzy. I see her stare off. I'm like, you're not thinking of anything. Like, it's great.
It's good. It's good.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a Labradoodle, and I also have
Love the doodles.
what's called a Miki. It is a Pomeranian mutt that they bred specifically for people with too much money in New York City. Yeah, and so that I me and my now wife.
I love that you
one.
like phrased it like that. They bred them specifically for that.
Oh, 100%.
You're like, what do I
yeah.
do with this money? I can't.
That's what that's for.
Like, yeah,
That's where it
put down a
goes.
well,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
They can basically.
I love
bred
that reason though.
Yeah, that's what it's for. It's like, yo, you're renting a shoebox in the city. What do you need? You need a really small dog that doesn't need activities and will just be happy doing nothing in a shoebox.
busy.
Right, you need your apartment to look big to something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's yeah.
So that's why we got her.
Thank you.
Wow.
These look great.
Special thanks to our production manager for running craft services on it.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yeah, it is your turn to pull a question.
Ooh, I'm gonna ask a romantic question.
Nice.
Taylor.
Oh,
They are good.
Oh, this is kind of. Can you have one that you can just do a different one? It's not
You're
bad,
the one.
it's
Yeah,
just not- okay.
as long as you're the one who wants to draw a different
It's
question.
kinda
Yeah, go ahead.
boring,
Just pop
so-
it into the middle of the deck
Okay,
and
but I don't
or
think
the
it'd be
bottom of the deck.
exciting. Okay.
Yeah, banish it for the whole rest of the episode. Why don't you? It's fine.
Okay. What percentage of your preferred age/gender demographic would you be down? Wow. I'm reading this while I'm like talking out loud. Would
read
you
the
be
first
down to
5
have
words.
sex with after roughly an hour of flirting? This is
Should-
actually a really interesting question.
She reads the first 5 words. She's like, "This is a great card," and then like 8 words in, she's like, "Hang on." Yeah. Let me see the card. I'm gonna put
Do
it
you
over
want to see it
here.
again?
Oh, I know the card.
Okay.
What percentage of your preferred age gender demographic would you be down to have sex with after roughly an hour of flirting? Percentage. So 100 people in a room, you get an hour of flirting with each of them. How many of those people?
It's just interesting because I
don't
thought
know,
all
like-
guys were the same answer, but you know.
I mean, go ahead. This is your question.
It's an hour of flirting.
I want to hear from both because I'm just like interested to see
Yeah.
like.
I usually have only slept with people that I've known. So like, if we're assuming that all these people are strangers, I'm pretty sure this percentage is actually going to be pretty low. It's probably going to be like somewhere around like maybe 20%, maybe 20%.
So you're doing math, and this is not how I would have gone about this question, but I'm.
How are you?
intrigued.
What's your rationale here? What are
Well-
what are your considerations for how you approach the question?
Sounds like you're saying an orgy right now because it's like you said
No,
group of
no. It'd be
people, but, like,
I'm considering. Okay, it's a room of 100 people. This is like a weird like dating show. It's like okay, one at a, I'm
It's like
figuring
a
one
meet
at a
cute.
time. You're having the conversations
It's a
for
meet
about an
cute.
hour. So it's a meet,
Yeah.
100 different meet. Because like if we're thinking percentage wise, like I'm having to like think of.
Okay, you're at a
like,
coffee shop.
A lot of different people.
you're at a coffee shop on the
Okay.
weekend, you know,
Coffee
and
shop
you
on
guys
the
get the
weekend.
same exact order, and it's
Okay.
just like.
And then you just start
know.
talking from there. An hour
Yeah.
later, or do you want to? No, I think it's still. I think that the percentage is going to start going down because like I'm going to want to see that person again. I'm probably going to be like, but like I wouldn't want to. I'm not going to be thinking, hey, you want to go home and fuck? Like what? Like that seems strange.
That's really nice.
That seems
warms
discordant.
my heart to hear.
All right,
Gross.
well, I guess my answer is not going to be hard.
Yeah, let's go.
Look. So then, all right. So first off, this question is too broad.
Also, a coffee shop is a bit too polite of a venue for me to consider this
All right,
question.
so
in.
then,
I guess you're right. Why did I pick a coffee shop? You know?
I mean, a coffee shop.
A bar would make so
freaking-
much more sense.
You're
So
right.
like we
Murph's
both were sitting at the
bar,
bar.
club, street corner. It's whatever. Look. So look, if we're talking like a group of people, right? We need to have parameters, right?
It's just one person. Where are
Yeah.
we in like a group?
No, because
But-
it's saying percentage. What percentage
percentage.
of
Oh.
your preferred age, gender demographic would you be down to have sex with after roughly an hour of
Oh.
flirting? So it's
That's why
saying
you're doing
out
the
of
math, 'cause I was
all the
like,
people who
okay.
are categorized as people that you might like to have sex with,
The
how many of them, if
attractive
you
ones,
got
I
to
feel
flirt
like
with
you-
all of them for an hour, how many of them do you think you're actually going to want to fuck?
That's a
Yeah.
wild question.
Yeah.
It's not that wild. I mean, like, cause look.
Well, to
all
figure
right.
out percentage though, like that's hard to even
Little bit.
equate. But
I mean,
Well,
look.
Keith has the, what's the formula, Keith?
So then, look. All right. Now, if we are talking about a group of people, all right,
Yeah.
with they all have like they have gorgeous asses,
Mhm.
big titties, very pretty in the face.
I like how that's third out of the list. But yeah,
It is, yeah. Yeah, my wife has a gorgeous face and gorgeous ass. She used to have great titties. But look, it's like outside of her, right? if like it's just like there's 99.9 like there's no I'd want after an hour of like I would be down to have sex with all of them.
Okay.
But
So,
if they are
what
all,
percentage of your preferred
Individually,
age,
that'd be a
gender,
lot of
demographic
pressure.
That
are
would be a
going to be
lot.
attractive, though, right? Like,
yeah, but then if they are like, you know, morbidly obese with like buck teeth.
okay.
Yeah, that percentage is obviously not going to equate to
Yeah.
this is not
Then-
Love is Blind. So.
Yeah, so then you know, we're talking like, you know, 60%.
I love how like I couldn't
That's
even
good.
fathom it, but like this is definitely a guy question. I'm glad that I asked you guys this. So.
I think it's.
Yeah, man, you know, am I on a
yeah,
like,
what's your percentage?
I'm saying like I kind of saw this as like a whimsical you meet one person kind of thing. Like I use whimsical, you're like that's not the sexiest word.
The percentage of
I
of
just,
that
like-
person that you would be down to.
I don't
How
know.
much of that one person would you be down to?
Well, I mean, yeah. So I thought that's what the question was asking now.
Interesting.
So this is like, I don't know. I've never like looked. I mean, just look at a group of guys and be like, how many of these guys would I sleep with?
Do you want to put that
you
in
know?
the freezer?
Probably, right? Because
Yeah.
like, there's no more
That'll
ice.
preserve it. And then,
Right.
do you want to?
Appreciate you.
Could you filter that has like a lid on it? Could you filter the water out of that before you put it in the freezer so it doesn't become one giant ice cube?
Hey, look at that.
Thank you. Okay.
That was an interesting question. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what my percentage would be.
I mean, like I said, it's easy to answer if you put parameters.
Okay,
That's it.
I mean, I guess like okay.
Your
If it was a
ideal
really great
man.
connection, you know, I will say that like I mean, one person out of the list, I will say like I just kind of look at it differently a little bit, but like not like in a judgmental way. I just think like
There's
I don't
just
know.
not
I
enough
just,
hours in the day. You're just gonna have to pick one.
I can't wrap my
regardless.
head around it, you know.
Yeah.
And I would tell my friends that like you know we went on like, you know, like yeah.
Are you like one of the people who like if you meet someone on a dating app, if you're like telling your friends that like, oh, we met at cooking classes?
I tell no one, you know. I just don't want to jinx it, and
Gotcha.
and I'm like the last single friend, so like people get too excited for me, and I'm like, I don't
Interesting,
need
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I once had my siblings get really mad at me because I had withheld from them that I had been in a relationship until I was 2 years into the relationship, and then they met the
That's
person and they
kinda
were like,
long, yeah.
"Oh, so how long have you been seeing each other?" And we were
All
like,
right,
"A couple
well-
years." You know?
Nice. Hey, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Hell yeah.
It was-
They don't
Yeah.
need to know.
yeah, we were living
2
together by
years is
then.
a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
I like how you just like that escalated quickly because I was like in the beginning, and you're like 2 years later. You know, if we have our first kid, then I'm gonna be like,
Yeah,
yes,
I was
it's
like,
her.
"Oh, I know
So, like,
exactly
yeah.
how you feel. I'm in the same situation." Let's see. Let's go personal question. Keith, which of your personality traits are you most proud of?
Oh, I like that.
Personality.
Sound like a
traits am I
caseworker. Oh my
most
gosh,
proud
yeah.
of?
Wait, what'd you say?
I just like that question. I just
Oh, okay.
think it's nice to hear.
I mean,
like, some
personality
reflection on it.
traits. Like I feel like Google personality trait. I don't know. Yeah, hell yeah, do it. I'm ignorant.
Well, say what you were saying while I was.
Well, like, yeah. I mean, like, I go out of my way to be nice to people. I'm pretty tolerant of assholishness because I used to not be at all.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think like my tolerance for like nonsense is pretty high.
Hell yeah.
And I'm pretty proud of that because everyone expects the opposite.
I like that term for it because I've had conversations with some people where like we'll talk about traits of other people that we admire, and one thing that comes up is something that I think is the most cringe term that we were able to find for it, which is social generosity. Like, oh, they're socially generous. They like to include people and stuff. I like tolerance for nonsense. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is a good one. Yeah.
That's fun.
Especially not having in the past, because I can relate to that where it's like sometimes I would get so worked up about something, and it's like nice to reflect and like this did not make me as mad, you know.
Yeah, like
That's
it's
a good
like,
one to have.
Yeah, it's nice. It was a big change that I made.
Really, you used to be less tolerant of
Oh
nonsense.
yeah, I used to like.
How old were
freaking-
you when you started when that shifted?
I would say probably 23,
Okay.
22.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, around that time, I'll say for sure.
That's a good one to be proud of too, because that means because it's something that you actually like decided to.
Yeah,
Hey, we're gonna be more this way.
Because like when I was young, it was
Interesting.
there was zero tolerance for the slightest nonsense.
Gotcha.
It was not ideal.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
I have like kind of a piggyback on that. Like with comedy, what do you feel like is a strong point for you?
Comedy, strong point, personality trait.
Because like as a comic, I kind of think like you kind of have to know like your niche or like something that like you're good at doing to go on stage, you know? So it's like you probably like self-reflect and you don't even think about it, but I always think it's kind of interesting to know like what people feel like their shtick is or
Yeah. A personality trait for on stage. Damn, that's a really, really, really good question.
I think you're good at crowd work.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm alright at it. I don't know. It could be better.
As someone who avoids at all costs, I guess, yeah, but like, I like how you interact with the audience.
Yeah. Thanks, I appreciate that.
I like when that guy was taller than you.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often. I was
No.
like,
When was
man,
this?
he was like 6'10". It was at the comedy club. And so he's like, how tall are you, sir? And he's like 6'10". I was like,
That's great.
I would say my personality trait for comedy would probably be maybe my ability to like. I don't know if it's a personality trait, man. Like I pivot a lot when
I
I
mean, like
see
your
something.
niche or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick on his feet, folks.
I pivot a lot when I see something isn't working.
Interesting.
That's like a talent. I mean, that's
Yeah.
hard to do. I mean, I think
It's not something that like that's something you develop over
Yeah.
like freaking time. That's not easy at all. Like because I still struggle with it because you come into something and you want to do this, and you see something that, because like, for example, in Lawrence,
Okay.
I had way more with that breast cancer bit. I started losing the crowd, so I
Yeah.
pivoted.
Yep.
Because
Shout out, Mr. Brews Tap House.
yeah, so I pivoted. That's just one time, but
Yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah, personality trait. Did you Google it?
I did. The personality trait. Definition of personality trait is personality traits reflect people's characteristic patterns of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. A personality trait implies consistency and stability. Someone who scores high.
I thought we were looking at examples of personality traits.
Like
That's just the
examples? Hang on.
definition.
Extroversion is like a personality trait.
I'm definitely an extrovert.
Yeah, agreeableness, stuff like that, neuroticism, conscientiousness.
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah,
I'm
blah,
an extrovert.
Nice.
I'm not like I'm not afraid to be disagreeable, and that's
Yeah.
probably a trait for comedy that I'm
Yeah.
actually proud of. I'm not afraid to be disagreeable
Yeah.
because you have to be. It's a part of like confidence. You have to be like confident. You have to have some form of confidence to like get good, and I'm obviously like I'm not that guy yet.
Yeah.
I'm still finding myself on stage, all that stuff. But I would say confidence just in yourself and what you're like saying in your perspective. That's something that you like. That's something I think anybody, any comic should be like striving for.
Hell yeah.
And I'm proud of my confidence and like being able to say something.
Cool.
That's a good one.
Hell yeah. I think it's Keith's pick for a card.
All right. I'm waiting to eat this cookie.
I've had like 2 already.
Yeah, this is me number
Right.
3. I'm
I like
horrendous.
I gotta
Okay.
keep up.
All right, Taylor.
Okay.
Would you prefer to date someone 20 IQ points higher
Ooh.
or 5 points lower than you?
Whoa.
Oh, this is kind of interesting.
I think I'd say 5 points lower. Just because it's a smaller difference. I enjoy being on the same page as a person that I'm dating. And like, I wouldn't want to date someone who was 20 IQ points lower than me. And so I wouldn't want to put someone else through dating somebody who was 20 IQ points lower than them. But if someone is only like 5 IQ points behind me, that's not a super huge difference. We're still going to roughly be on the same page, and I'm going to be fine picking up slack for that 5 points difference, whatever. So yeah, probably 5 IQ points lower.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. That's crazy, because mine's like the exact opposite.
Yeah?
Like, I feel like I'm attracted to someone who I know is like, I mean, I think that everyone has different qualities, right? But like, I am attracted to someone who I think is more intellectual than me in some category.
Gotcha.
You know, but yeah. I feel like it would be harder for me to date someone that was less smart than me because it's like I'm never gonna learn something new. You know, I don't know.
Depending on your IQ, 5 points isn't that much of a difference. Like,
Yeah.
if it was the difference between 108 and 103, you're not really going to notice that a lot. Like, if it was the difference between, like, 70 and 65, like, that's...
Well, I mean...
But you're both already
like,
fucked at that point,
right.
so...
Yeah, 70, yeah, that's too low.
Yeah. But... If you're at 70, you're gonna need someone who's at least at 90 to kind of keep you afloat.
Take care of you.
Yeah.
I like to be like a caretaker. Like,
Right,
it's
exactly.
like my job. Yeah.
Would you rather your caretaker be 20 IQ points higher or 5 IQ points lower than
caretaker? Yeah.
Yeah.
I stopped tracking my IQ after the ACT, so I'm not necessarily sure where I'm at. But
That is how I refer to most of my past girlfriends, caretakers.
I took one in like high school. It's probably not even like relevant now.
I mean,
I only ever like took the online ones when I was in my teens, and by the time I realized that was pretty cringe, I haven't taken one since. So like, who knows?
well, people are different types of smart, you know. Like
Exactly.
directionally, don't ask me anywhere. Yeah. Or like survival instincts. I don't think that would be where my intellectual smarts are.
Right.
Which again, that'd be nice. Like if you get
Well, just 'cause
stuck
you haven't been
somewhere, you
trained,
want
though, right?
someone. Oh no, I'm not a problem solver like
Okay.
that. Yeah, I think that you can be like interpersonal skills. And you can talk to people well, or you can be kind of like you can do puzzles and riddles and everything. And there's not one riddle I've ever solved. Like I see it and I'm like, nope. I don't even
I'm not
touch
a riddle
it.
guy. I'm not a riddle guy or a puzzle guy.
Probably gonna get Alzheimer's really young.
I like riddles, but I hate riddle people. Like the people who are going to ask you riddles, those aren't going to be fun conversations.
Just the fact
Like
you can
riddles
do
can be
them,
fun,
though.
but like riddle people suck.
Oh
you gotta
yeah, I
have
mean
escape
that's
If
like
you're a riddle person, you can comment below or email us at prettygoodoughstudios@gmail.com, and I'll
riddle
consider you a
person.
community.
That's like the escape room. I hated that. We did it like a team.
I've never done an
bonding
escape
thing.
room, but they don't
I
sound
just
fun.
sat down. I was
I'm
like,
not, I don't think that's fun at all. I mean, I don't want to say I'll never do an escape room, but like that just
Never again.
that just does not sound enjoyable.
It's a silly.
I
yeah,
would never
there's a-
get out of there if it was just me. Like, it's just not how my
It's
brain
just you.
works. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I
You
started
just give up.
counting on. I did. I just kind of was like, I like these chairs. Like,
Yeah. I'm just here for the
yeah.
place to stay, guys. Okay.
If I like convince someone
there a
to let
bathroom?
us out of the
Right.
room, then I could, help.
They're on the
but-
radio like she's not moving.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah. As long as there's a bathroom and a kitchen, I'm good. I'll just live here now.
Is it my turn?
I think it is.
Okay. I have short-term memory, so you're gonna. This is sad. This is personal, right? Yeah,
Yes.
romantic, and then what's this blue one again?
Controversial.
Ooh, okay, I'm gonna do that.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Keith, I'm gonna ask you.
All right.
Ooh. Do women have any systemic privilege due to their gender?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
I
course
mean,
they
yeah.
do. Yeah, look. No, women's systemic privilege is almost entirely based on their vagina.
I did not know that's where you were gonna
Interesting.
go with it. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, yo,
Let him finish.
look.
So
if,
not ass and titties on this one. So.
look, I mean,
We
like,
found
look,
we found
those-
the third peg of the Trinity.
yeah, exactly. Like, those are nice, but I mean, like, if they didn't have that, then they would just be another like guy with like different, different like mentality.
True, and yeah,
minds work so
True.
differently though. I
They
think. And
they
then
work
it's
differently,
sexist,
but I
like-
mean, without the
kinda have a
vagina
point,
is
though,
what
because,
gives
like-
you gives the full privilege.
You kind of have a point
Yeah.
there though, because like.
Guess. I don't
you
wanna say
treat
yes to that.
you
Yeah, it's
treat
like-
you,
Yo,
do treat
it's-
you do treat differently than you would treat a guy with really nice ass and titties,
Well,
right? Like there's
circumstance,
still
right?
differences.
Like,
Yeah.
There's situations where I feel like, I don't know, it's hard to be a girl, but like, I mean, okay, comedy, right? There's less
We were
female,
talking about that yesterday.
Yeah, female comics. So I'll be honest, like, I mean, it has, like, people have been really encouraging, and like, it's less saturated a little bit. So like,
Yeah.
it's easier for me a little bit to make, I think, headway as a female comic when there's less people that you're.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to say compete against, but
But yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just that without like without the vagina and the man's interest in it, how far is that? That privilege takes you so far because of that.
This episode is brought to you by What is a Woman, the documentary by Matt Walsh
You
on
know what I'm
Daily
saying?
Wire
Like-
Plus.
Well, I guess I never went. Oh,
You didn't realize
this is
the
gonna be
power
weird.
you had?
Vagina
Is that what
first.
you're
Like,
saying?
I
Let's go,
guess,
let's
like,
You didn't realize the power you had? Is that
Well, I did, but it's like, I kind of was like, you look nice, but I'm not like, wow, my vagina is leading this.
it? I
But,
mean,
yeah.
like at the
I know
end
what
of the
you're
day,
saying,
like all that.
I guess you're right, yeah.
Interesting.
But end
It's
of the
like what
day,
Frank-
I'm not
that's
sure.
what-
I think it's a big
Underwood
piece of a
said.
larger picture, but yeah.
What do you say? Yeah, Frank Underwood said that everything is about sex except sex. Sex is about power.
That's a fun
This
quote.
quote a very problematic person, but
What was wrong with him?
well, just Kevin Spacey, I guess. So the actor, Frank Underwood. I mean,
okay,
Frank
that's
Underwood
the-
killed a couple
yeah,
people,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
Is that the West Wing character?
Kevin Spacey.
Frank Underwood. Is that
Oh,
he's in?
he was in that show House of Cards.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was a big
I get
fan
House
of
of
that.
Cards and
yeah.
West Wing mixed up. It's not good.
No, it's good. I didn't watch it.
Me either. I watched the first episode and I was bored.
I never even took the opportunity.
Okay, but where would guys have privilege? I mean, is there an area that you guys would
Everywhere else.
acknowledge?
Yeah,
that, like,
everywhere else.
I like how I just asked that. Like, where?
Yeah, everywhere else.
I think it's good to acknowledge
Hey,
both,
Ani.
though. Like,
Can you go out and wrangle a Sarah O'Sullivan? She's here and trying to find the apartment.
wrangle?
Are you texting that or did you just?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because every time he says it.
I'm texting that Ani's on her way out to get her.
Oh, okay. Because like when Sarah was on the phone. No, when you were on. Were you on the phone?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then Ani's like, oh, tell her I have a white tank top. He didn't say that.
I did not.
And so then
I
was
didn't
like,
text her that she had a wet tank top. I texted that Ani's
Oh,
on her way
right,
out to
yeah,
find you.
yeah.
I don't feel like it's very relevant. I feel like Ani is recognizable beyond wearing a white tank top.
100%.
She's tall, too, but...
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. A very tall
Appreciate it.
woman is
Yeah.
walking towards you after you've been told that Ani is coming to get you. I
You're
feel
right,
like
right.
you're going to know what's
I do
happening.
on
what is
DoorDash, I'll be like, I'm wearing a red, like, hoodie. And I feel like I'm being so helpful. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good.
these are good questions.
They are fun.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to have Sarah's opinion, too. Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah, we'll wait for her to weigh in, maybe.
So, Keith, how long
But
have
Sarah
you
will
been
have to
married?
be asked a new question.
10 years, but I've been with my wife for freaking 20.
Oh, nice. That's a solid amount of time, you know?
Yeah.
Was there only the one engagement, or were there any engagements?
No, there's
that,
no
like-
other engagements.
Okay.
There was, many other women, but
Gotcha,
I was
gotcha.
gonna say engagements. That's like pretty serious. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Oh,
I come here?
yes, you are
Hey.
here.
Oh my god.
These are your headphones.
Okay.
Everybody,
Your dress
welcome
is
Sarah
cute.
O'Sullivan.
Oh, is that
Welcome, comedian.
laughter?
Took
Hello.
kitty spot or four
It was
spot. Yeah.
applause. Yep.
Sounds like I'm saying whore. But
Fresh off of recording what I assume was episode 1 of season 2 of SOS.
Actually, just the intro.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yes,
Okay.
but we are filming episode 1 on Wednesday,
Ooh.
and it's going to be way more of like a collaborative thing. Every single week, I want to bring on different comedians from the city, and instead of like podcasting style, it's going to be like sketch comedy. So,
oh wow,
that's like kind of an advertisement to you guys too. If you guys
Nice.
ever have any sketch comedy ideas,
yeah.
I would love for you to like just try it out on my
Oh
show.
yeah, oh yeah,
exciting.
that's awesome.
Yes.
Shit, hell
that's
yeah.
interesting. It's like a cool take on it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hooking up with this new comic, Rock. He's just like, he ran into my Lee Summit mic, but he's big into like doing sketch comedy. And then Terrence Berger, who obviously has a pretty decent freaking following online, and he's into sketch comedy. And then Phil Andrews is also really interesting.
Also
Okay, I
true.
love that.
Hey, Sarah, what have you been trying to fix about yourself for a long time?
Start off with the easy one.
Yeah, right, right off the bat.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go with boundaries. I know that's really boring. That's
Okay.
not very funny, but I've been trying
That
to
sounds
learn.
healthy. So yeah.
Yes, that was like my entire last year, and this year I'm trying to get better about like setting boundaries and not always. I don't know. I just feel like I do too much. Sometimes allow people to kind of walk all over me.
Interesting.
Good one.
Interesting.
Not
a good
doing
answer.
it, but yeah.
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 I feel like as
Keep
girls
that,
too,
yeah.
like we
Hell
get
yeah.
walked all over a little bit more, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just making assumptions.
It's
here.
easier.
Oh no, I feel like sometimes like saying no, it's like I'm not being rude, you're just like saying no. And
Yes.
it's like hard to reprogram my brain to do that. So
Yeah.
Would you be willing to provide an example?
Okay, yeah, for sure. I got you. Basically, so I've been single for like 4 months now.
Gotcha.
When I first became single, there was a little bit of a influx of people, and one of the ways
like
that
reaching out or
yeah, but you know what they would reach out about is they wanted to collaborate, and they wanted to they
Hey, you want
wanted
to write?
to
You want to write together sometime?
No,
I hate that.
Nail on the head. They're wanting to write sketches. I'm like, oh my gosh, they think I'm funny. This is so exciting. I'm
Shut
like,
up.
I wanna work with people, and then it's like at the last minute, they're like, you're so fucking sexy, and now I'm in a room alone with you, and I'm like, oh great, you really led me astray.
this wasn't
you know?
a date, this was like us going over material and
This,
stuff.
yeah,
Bamboozled
Holy
again.
shit.
So
Wow.
that's the
Yeah, that's a really good one. Someone
Those
asked
are-
if I
those
could
are
be their
idiot
mentor, and I'm like,
rookies.
this guy. Well, just be upfront, you know, because it's like
No,
I feel
tell me.
awkward. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
like because I genuinely like going over material with people. Like I actually get a lot out of it, and so I did that with my Uber driver once. I met with him and went over like his material, and like he kind of saw it as like a date, but like we legit. He was dropping me off at a mic, and I was like, "You should do this." Like I'm encouraging anyone who wants to get into it. So I met with him one-on-one, and hopefully never watches this, but like at the end, it like we exchanged. Well, we had each other's numbers, but like it definitely turned more like, oh, this is like romantic or whatever. And it's like, okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but be upfront about it. Because like
So many brain dead dudes just switch flips in the brain when a woman gives them their phone number. I feel like that's just
I was like revising
that's a
his
thought
material
terminator.
and stuff, and I was like, I
there's
thought
no
that's what we were doing.
all reason goes out. They're just like, oh, I got their number. That means everything that movies and television have told me since I was 9.
yeah, that I'm gonna fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You want to grab a random card and ask somebody
yes.
what you read on it?
Okay.
No, she didn't even ask what it is. Nice.
Okay, we'll go with Keith.
All right.
Are there any cases in which you would support forced, involuntary brain modification to change someone else's mind, urges, or behavior?
Hell yeah.
Never.
What if they're a pedophile?
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Pedophile. I mean, all right. Damn, that was a good one. Didn't think of it initially.
Yeah.
It's because anytime I hear forced,
fair.
I just go back to it's like
Yeah.
vaccine mandate. That's
Fair
all
enough.
that goes in my head. But then, all right, as far as pedophilia, 100% because
Okay.
that's just a curse for that person. Like no one can control their attractions.
Right.
Can't control what you're attracted to. Just can't. So then, like,
Yeah, that's more of a medical procedure. To be
yeah,
like, hey,
in that instance, it would be a medical procedure.
a mandatory
medical.
medical procedure.
It would be mandatory, and I don't think
What if
they
we had a
would-
vaccine for pedophilia?
Yo, man, like, I wouldn't need to take it, but then if they had a vaccine for pedophilia,
That'd be great. Yeah.
that would be so wild. I couldn't disagree. I couldn't disagree. I couldn't. I'd be like, yeah, sure, F it.
Yeah.
And
Touching
it's
little
like, yo,
children is never good. So
yeah, like if they like
yeah.
freaking if they like tested it and like they didn't try and like freaking
on
like rush
pedophiles
it.
or who we testing this
I
on?
don't care who they
So,
did.
yeah.
Whoever
Yeah.
volunteered for it, they had like the
Animals
actual
don't
trials.
seem like pedos, so we couldn't really
No,
test
can't
on
do
them.
that.
Which
Yeah, it has
I'm
to be
against animal
people.
testing,
There's
but
probably
yeah.
this
This one doesn't seem like it would harm
otters.
them, but
Oh god.
otters?
Don't.
They're just
Otters?
affectionate, okay?
Oh no.
I love otters.
Otters
But-
can be aggressive.
Then don't Google them.
Yeah.
They mate for life,
But in that
so
instance-
they're monogamous. How
Yeah,
much
and
trouble
then
can
they
get
drown
into?
their children and rape the corpses.
They're
It's
not
fine.
drowning them. They're like twirling. I'm sorry.
The socially
I shared a video.
well-adjusted
Like-
ones, yes. But there are weird sociopath otters that, yeah.
I think people ruining it. This is like ruined chimpanzees
It's not all
for me.
otters.
You know.
You saw the frog video?
I just like had my friend's mom was a vet, and I
Gotcha.
told you that chimp story, and I loved them. And she's like, "Oh yeah, they turn sadistic around
Yeah.
teenage years." And I'm like, "That's wonderful." Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like that's the only instance where I would
Gotcha.
be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I would be for it. But otherwise, nah. Otherwise, nah. Cause
It's kind of slippery slope. Like, you know, it's like there's
Yeah, I mean, you guys have the whole basis, right? It's
Yeah.
gonna be slippery, I guess.
Agreed.
But, yeah.
Keith, your turn to pick a card.
All right. That's a good question. That was a good question. I like that question.
I'm in love with your cat, by the way.
She's a great cat. Her
she's
name
so
is
soft.
4.
Her name is Four.
Yeah.
Oh, so
She's
cute,
very soft.
Four.
She is very soft. She is the softest cat.
How old is she?
Roughly 5 or 6 years old.
So she's gonna live a while, but I would
Hopefully.
like keep her fur when she passed away. You know, just like I think a way to commemorate her would be getting like slippers or something, or like I don't know. I would never stuff a cat, but like I don't know. Whenever I pet a really soft animal, obviously I want them to live their full life.
Just make her into a nice tiny throw rug and like hang it up on the brick
Yeah,
wall.
like a little IKEA rug, you know, but nicer.
I'll make her like a backdrop for Bandit's collar.
Not
up on the
anytime
wall.
soon, but just
Yeah.
because then you could always.
Are you gonna be like one of the old ladies from Coraline that have like the taxidermied of all of their dead dogs?
I don't like
that they...
stuffed. I just like the idea of repurposing their fur
Okay,
after they
gotcha.
naturally pass away. So.
All right. So, we were just talking about pedophilia.
Already.
Oh, good.
All right. So,
I assume you drew a blue card.
it is a blue card, and I think I'm gonna ask.
Itty bitty my
F it. Sarah, look. A 14-year-old has sex. How large does the age gap have to be between the 14-year-old and their partner before the child can no longer meaningfully consent to sex?
I would say 1 year.
Interesting.
I would literally say 1 year just because as a 14-year-old you can't drive, and I think a 16-year-old who can drive is at a completely different place in life. And
That's a good answer.
yeah, and 14-year-olds
Glad you got
are like in
this,
8th
yeah.
grade too, and like a 15-year-old freshman, kind of weird, but a little bit better than a fucking sophomore.
Nah.
I don't miss that part of working with teens because it's like convincing teenage girls that like the older guy is not cool. He is creepy.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's hanging out with high school girls. You know, you're not special. This is
Right.
like he cannot get someone his age.
Dude,
Yeah.
I actually have something to add to that
Let's
just
go.
because it like is current, but I did kind of go on a date with
14-year-old?
No.
Sorry,
No,
okay.
actually somebody who's 14 years older. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
you're an animal. Homie.
I usually like date older. I think that like guys mature so much slower than us, so it's like, you know, it's like dog years in reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Oh yeah, we're like what 5-6 years apart on the when your prefrontal cortex is
And you
done.
can get married
building
whenever
itself.
you want. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think men get mature mentally at like 25 or something.
I thought it was like women.
God damn it, I'm late already.
Yeah, I think women's
Jesus
25,
Christ.
and then like men it's 28 that their brain's fully developed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
knew
know
it
we
was
found out
something
weed
late.
is not good for teenagers. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking, everyone's like. Never mind. All right, so yeah, that was just from AT&T, freaking nonsense garbage. Yeah, they had an outage, which I didn't even realize. What the hell was I gonna say? Look at the detraction, just murdering my freaking thought.
Oh no.
Talking about weed.
Yeah, weed. Yo, weed is weed destroys me, right?
Mhm.
I can't function on it. Like, I used to
Like
be able
in
to
a
function
good
all the
way,
time.
or like
Yeah, like I literally
like you still do it. Like I mean, because people say they get
Every
violently
now and
high,
again-
it seems like they still like it. But
every now
yeah.
and again, but like I can't do anything productive on weed.
No, I
at
can't do
all.
it during the day. Yeah.
I can't like freaking I can't perform on it. Can't freaking like I don't even feel like comfortable like driving.
Oh, same. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yo.
But some people, I mean, I feel like it's either people are really comfortable doing it like during the day, or they're not. Like I will only usually do it alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like to go on walks with it.
Ah,
that's
thank
nice
you.
of you.
Shout out to our
Oh,
production
thank you.
manager for
It
still
feels
running
healthier,
craft
too,
services.
you know?
Yeah, cause like I'll murder these
So,
cookies.
yeah.
Dude, I had no idea that you guys live together.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
roommates, dude. It's
How
good.
long have you guys been roommates?
Since October.
This is recent. Okay.
Fun fact: they used to date, so
For a very long for
to stir up
yeah.
shit. So
Long time ago. For a very long time. It was all good.
You guys are dropping a whole lot of bombs.
It's all good. It's all lore. It's all established lore. It's all
I think that's
established
great. I
lore.
think
Established
yeah,
Aaron,
I
it's
mean-
your card.
Okay, yeah, we'll change that. But I do think it's great. I mean, if you can like live together, obviously it's cool. You know, I think you
Obviously.
should try to be cool with anyone that it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna pick a card. And you romantic. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, wow. I keep.
Oh yeah,
these
okay,
are-
sure. The color coding for the cards. Pink cards are romantic, green cards are intellectual, yellow cards are personal questions, white cards are sad questions, and blue cards are controversial questions.
Okay.
So I want to change the rules. So should I ask one specific person, or
Yes.
okay, I can't ask the full group, right?
I mean, we're all probably gonna like
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, you're
chime
right.
in.
throw in our
I
2
like
cents,
you,
but
right.
like the main person who has to answer.
Okay. Sarah, just because you just sat down, I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
If you were invited to an all nude party, where all the I love how I just read this one. I mean, I don't even
yeah.
where all the participants are required to be naked the whole time. Would you go?
100%.
That's awesome. I'm good. I mean, I don't know if I could be like 100% naked. So I think like
I guess you know what? Now that it thought just popped.
no.
in my
I mean, I
brain,
think it's confident. It's good.
I would just hope that everybody else looked good. That's
I just
more.
want to sit down places and have like a little like something.
Oh yeah, there'd be a little snail trail. I'd be leaving some marks for sure.
I just want to have something for myself, you know.
I would clean up. I'd self tan.
I'm not worried about everyone
I'd
else. I just like
Not
wanna
eat
sit,
that day. You know,
please
there
stop.
would be a lot
Nope,
of prep
nope.
involved.
And then you're just hoping that everyone else showing up to the party is also
Yeah.
being considerate and taking the same steps.
Yeah, because if it's a whole bunch of creeps, like some sweaty old bald men,
Well,
then
that's important.
maybe
Yeah.
a
like,
different
people there.
story.
Do you want to show up to our all nude writing group?
Yeah.
You wanna-
Yeah,
But I want to be one of the more I mean, I want to like. It's weird because you would want something where it's not like creepy older men, but you also
Yeah.
don't want to be like, you know, with like a bikini competition. You know, at the time, like I don't mind that, but it's like you want to be kind of. I don't know, a good part in the group.
yeah, I agree
I want to
with
have some
that.
people look worse than me. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm attracted to a lot of body types though, so
That's true.
As
yeah.
long as they're not
That
creepy
was
and
kind of
sweaty.
mean for me to say, but I don't know.
What's a creepy body type?
probably bald
Okay.
and short.
So Bruce
Gotcha.
Willis is not your guy.
Who?
Bruce Willis
Willis.
seems creepy to you?
I don't know if he's short though.
Shout out,
Maybe
Bruce
a
Willis, come on the
little.
podcast.
I don't know.
Bring your caretaker.
He's still alive, right?
For now.
Okay.
Nah, that man is suffering.
Would you guys go? You guys should answer the question. Would you go to this all nude party?
Sitting down places is important to me.
It's
you know,
so gonna depend on the read I get on the
I just
person
want
inviting me.
underwear. I just want to have like bottoms on. You know,
Yeah.
that's like what I want. Just to sit down. I think it's like a germ thing a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
just don't like the idea of my vagina like touching just any chair around. But I think like I don't know. I wouldn't want to go for like the party was like 2 hours. I don't want to be naked for like 24 hours or something long.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be kind of freeing to go to one like
Yeah.
once. You know,
I think I would have to like either
I want there to be a pool. I want to be able to get in somewhere.
absolutely no one there
Yes, yeah.
No.
or know everybody.
Oh no one there. That's how I want
Oh
it.
no one or
Brock
no.
Bristow's house.
It would have to be like it would be
Honestly, I'd be down.
it'd be like some sort of mix or whatever, and be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. No, I want to know no
Well-
one. That would be.
Yep.
That's how I did stand up. I was like, I don't know anyone in the audience, so if no one laughs, it's
Yeah.
not being naked. Sarah, what would you choose? Would you like be down either way, or
What?
knowing everyone, or knowing no one?
Probably more likely knowing everyone.
What if
but
it's
maybe I would also do that. I'd do a lot of things.
what if it's all people that you don't remember, but all of them remember at least one interaction with you?
I don't know. That's actually yeah. We're gonna go no for that for sure.
That's
Yeah.
the worst
but
case
you don't
scenario.
know any of them.
Yeah, no, that
Right.
would make me very uncomfortable.
That happens to me all the time. I feel like so. It's like
Same.
yeah.
Sarah, it's your turn to pick a card.
Okay. Let me pick. I'm gonna pick this one.
Gotcha.
Ooh, okay, I like this. And I'll go with you, Taylor.
Gotcha.
What unusual trait do you find most attractive in a romantic partner?
That is good.
Verbal abuse. No. Let's see. Probably.
We were talking about it earlier, so we're all pro.
Damn, I could have had a lot to
call back.
say about that.
Could have. No, but probably someone who interrupts in conversation intelligently and is fine with being interrupted in conversation and it not stalling out the conversation. I think that historically is something that is indicative that we're going to get along. And if it's something that is obviously not something that functions well, is indicative that we are not going to get along. So yeah.
I love that because like people have gone after me for that in the past.
Oh really?
You know? Yeah,
For
because I don't mean
interrupting
to
or
do
for
it.
not?
Because I'll do it when I'm
getting derailed?
excited.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
No, yeah.
you know, I had a boss once that was like, and it was a really kind of high intensity kind of sales thing, so I got out of it. But he would be like, "Can you not interrupt me?" And I'm like, "I didn't do it on purpose. Like, I ain't get embarrassed, you know." But
Yeah.
like, I think when you have ADHD or whatever, it's like you interrupt people when you're excited. But
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good one. I think you're gonna
Yeah,
say
we can
ankles,
condense it to
but, yeah.
ADHD. Yeah, unusual trait that's attractive in a partner. ADHD. Let's go. Let's see. Go for a sad question.
Boy.
Sarah, what's your biggest obstacle towards peace?
Oh, damn.
Oh.
Probably, I mean, maybe thoughts of, I was going to say failure, but actually other people's perception of me.
Ooh.
I think that I get really hung up on that, and then that makes me feel really uncomfortable, and I'll feel guilty, or I'll feel like not good enough, and like that sort of thing. Yeah, probably that. And that has to do with things from the past as well.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's a good one.
Sad. Yeah, correct. Guard.
Well, it's kind of interesting because I wouldn't have like perceived you as like self-conscious, so it's like
Very.
yeah. I mean, it's a compliment, honestly. Whenever I say to people, but it's like crazy how you can think that about yourself, and then you know.
Yeah.
Is it mostly neuroticism towards people perceiving you negatively, or do you also get like super up in your head over, oh, this person's perception of me is on like this upward trajectory? When's that gonna fucking?
I mean both, and we'll just say I was in a situation
What's your
where
ratio?
somebody was telling me all the time that people hated me and like that I was a piece
Interesting.
of shit, and so that really got to me, and I think I'm still kind of figuring out how to like try to not think that anymore, because
Yeah.
you start to believe it
Yeah.
after a while.
Yeah.
And then also abandonment issues,
Yeah.
like people leaving me, I think makes me feel like, okay, people can leave me. People want to leave me, and I suck. So.
An important piece of information, but one to be held lightly. Okay, Keith, I think it's your turn.
All right.
So jealous you got that cat right now.
Dude, I literally called her over, patted my lap, and she got right there.
That is, she'll jump in your lap without being invited. Okay, yeah, she is.
Not in mine. Like she's kind of like pet her on the side a little bit, but she's just like not having it.
What did you get?
We've answered this question so often, so I'm not. I was going to ask
It's a winner.
but
No,
now.
That's
I
fine.
hate
That's fine.
these.
We've got new people though.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm not picking on you, Sarah, but
Oh,
yeah.
what is it?
Yeah.
All right. And like, I don't even how
do
do
we
you
got?
do this? I can't even imagine it physically. All right, if
You can.
you had to fuck a cow,
Oh, God.
It'd be easier for a guy than a girl. So it'd be
would you
easier.
rather it be dead or alive? And you have to fuck it.
Dead.
Yeah, of
Dead.
course.
Dead.
That is the correct answer.
I don't want to let, for the record, never ever in my life, but dead, because then it feel like at least I don't have to be traumatized from the experience like I will be.
Taking one for the team right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like trauma is already like built in.
I always choose dead, man. You can't disappoint a corpse. Okay.
Oh my God.
Disappointed.
You've thought about this for sure.
We've asked this.
I own the podcast. These come up.
Yeah, this thing has come up so many times. I mean, like, I've been on this podcast 3 times. It came up. This is 4th time.
What the
This has come
fuck?
out all 4 times.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
terrible.
It doesn't come up every episode, so the universe really wants to get to the bottom of your rationale for
Yeah.
why is it always alive when you fuck a cow, Keith?
I
What's
don't know.
going
I
on?
don't understand. Yeah.
Why do you keep pulling it?
He just likes the feedback, you know.
Yep, exactly. I'm trying to get a consensus.
Is it, my turn?
It is,
Okay.
yeah.
I do. Is this controversial?
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Keith. If a sex worker consents to sex with a customer under expectation of payment, but then the customer refuses to pay, is this closer to rape or to theft?
It's theft.
Yeah, I agree.
It's 100% theft.
100% theft.
Yeah.
You
That's
still
it.
owe them if you went into a transaction like that.
Yeah, that's theft. It ain't rape. It's theft. They're doing a business transaction. The woman already decided to consent to this dude having sex. It doesn't. That consent ain't gonna just change. It already happened. It ain't gonna change just because he decided to steal from her. You know what I'm saying? Now it's theft. That's theft. Always theft.
Okay, someone else.
Is that what you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think so. I feel like, I mean, the biggest thing is, yeah, like you said, it's a business transaction, so it's like it should be respected as one if that's what you went into payment with, you know. So, yeah, I agree completely. It's like I see those things as two very different things. So, because I think it's just all about what the experience is within the moment, you know. I don't think I mean,
Right, but aren't you retroactively changing that moment if the consent is on the front end of the entire interaction? And the consent is on condition of payment, right? And then the payment doesn't happen. So what you consented to didn't happen.
I guess for me, I feel like I think the emotions around rape, it feels like, you know, someone's physically forcing you to have sex. Like that's the, you know, definite. Physically, you know, I know it kind of ranges,
Valid.
but like I just feel like those are two very different mindsets. Like, hey, this was a business transaction and you fucked me over, or you fucked me without my consent. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I agree.
Nice.
Solved it. Sarah, it's your card.
Really? I thought you were gonna pull one. Okay.
It goes in a circle.
What is this color?
Those are sad questions.
Oh, motherfucker. And the yellow is what?
Personal questions.
Okay, what is that? Okay. What are your coping mechanisms for stress?
I'm not great at that, so I think I'm still figuring them out. Really, like, I mean, it's been actually a big area for me that I struggle in, I think, in finding coping mechanisms, because they all sound great until you're actually stressing, and you're like, okay, you know, I think that, like, I've been trying to get better at, it sounds cheesy, but journaling. I think if I write stuff down, I can process it better.
Yeah.
And it's never as big of a deal as I think it is. So I was like hungover the other day and I kind of had like pretty bad anxiety, you know? And I honestly, I journaled a bit and I was kind of like, okay, this is a bigger deal in my head than it really is, you know, in person. Like, not everyone hates me. I didn't, you know, set fire. I read all my texts. Everything was fine. But, like, I just had this feeling of dread and, like, this anxiety. And I think it was just, like... So journaling has kind of helped. I think I'm still trying to figure out ones that can help, like, physically. Because that's so hard when you feel it physically and you can't get over it. Because, like, as a comic, you know, I struggle with that still with shows where I get in my head so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, like, so hard to find, like, healthy coping mechanisms that are not
Valid, dude.
alcohol, you know. And it's not even like getting drunk before a show, but it's like, I don't know, alcohol takes the edge off, but I haven't found like a coping mechanism that I can do breathing wise that feels like wine, you know. So I will say, I still am working on it, but I think journaling has helped. And then I think just always taking a second to get outside your head and realize that no one's thinking of you as much as you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sounds great right now. Yeah. So, do you guys have any good ones that you...
I mean, like, as far as comedy is concerned, I've only bombed, and it was a hard bomb. I mean, the bomb was epic. It was an epic bomb for a paid show. Only had one. I didn't
It's like
feel
a rite
like...
passage, though. I feel like, I mean, that would...
Yeah, I think
I
so,
don't know,
probably.
that'd be tough, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, and I think those are the only ones that really count. But there's only one. I didn't feel like getting obliterated after.
That's cool.
So I don't
What
know.
did you feel like?
That's good.
I wasn't. I was upset.
Okay.
How long was your set?
Oh, this was like it was only short. It was only 5 minutes.
Okay, not
It
bad.
feels long when you're bombing, though, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it felt forever. Yeah, you know, it says going horrendous when you apologize a minute and 30 in. But,
That's the worst. This was funny to other people.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, oh yeah, it's always gonna be funny. Freaking, but I think like maybe coping wise, like as far as like stress is concerned, I always like work out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like my like when like I get like pissed at something. You know, I go and I work out, and that's a great way for me to like work out any kind of like stress.
Man, if I
anything,
wasn't
I'm
allergic, that'd be great advice.
I'm not anymore. Okay.
You're allergic to working out?
I was in 8th grade, so
That's
yeah.
fucking great.
According to real doctors, amazing.
It actually ended up being a more safer answer because it was like, when's the most like mentally or physically ill like you've been? And I was like, I'm gonna go with physical.
I need a detailed list of the environment that led to that allergy developing. I need
So
some
much better.
justifications for things. Okay.
I will say that, I mean, you shared that pivots are really good in your sets, though, so it's probably like, you know,
Yeah, I
that
mean, it's
helped.
something I'm still working on, but I'm like proud that I've been able to do it. Yeah, most time I've done so far in my short career, I pivoted in the middle of the set. I was doing really well, and then like, you know, I was like, all right, I'm doing well enough to like bring out this darkish bit. So I started doing it, and then the crowd started pulling back.
That's happened to me.
Yeah, so then I was like, all right. So I pivoted, you know, and then show went amazing.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like at the beginning of my... Oh, she wants the BlackBerry.
Wow, that's
You
hilarious.
just swiped it.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
I was wondering what that was, that little flash.
At the beginning of my career, I think I did a lot more dark shit because
Mm-hmm.
that's the reason why I got into everything, just because of the dark shit I've been
More
through.
than currently.
Same.
What more than currently.
Interesting.
And I reeled back because of other people's reactions. I'm like, God, this really kills the vibe when I talk about killing and death. But that's something I would like to get into. I don't think that should scare us
Yeah.
not
away.
at all.
Right, yeah,
You know?
yeah. There's always ways to get into it, and there's always ways to like, there's ways to do dark material, and I'm still finding out like the right way, because I mean, like you were there. I was freaking doing great that set,
Yeah.
and then you know I pulled out that bit. I thought it was gonna be like good. Crowd started pulling back, so I had to freaking I had to get out of it. I got out of it well.
Good.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's hard.
Oh, when they feel sorry for you, it's like, I don't need to hear you say aw.
Yes.
If you really aw, you'll just keep it inside.
Yeah.
But
That was one of the nicest things that Terry Richardson ever told me. Was last night he was like, "I like your suicide jokes. They don't make me sad." And I was like,
Hey,
"Hell yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah!"
That's
Damn.
awesome.
It always feels nice when somebody smiles at the thought of my demise. It's good.
Or,
well, I was listening to a comic today. I forgot her name, but like she was talking about her mom committing suicide. You know, and the crowd, like, it's a hard joke to tell. You
Yeah.
know.
oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I
Okay.
don't. But like, it just made me think of the absolute darkest, like some of the like the most horrendous shit I ever heard.
Ooh.
And this dude made it funny from a comic, not local.
Okay.
He's a national dude.
Okay.
But like, I didn't listen to his stuff, and like I didn't like him because he had a like really hard stance on like vaccines and all that crap. So I just kind of tuned him out. But like, apparently his wife died, and he brought it up like a special, and he had a bit about it. I mean, like, I think every comic on this planet should listen to Patton Oswalt do that
him.
bit.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm writing that down.
I am
Patton
too.
Oswalt.
Yeah.
Patton?
Suicide bit.
Yeah, Patton.
Patton.
Yes.
Patton.
Oswalt.
Oswalt.
With a T.
Yeah. Freaking,
Okay.
you know, that bit is absolutely insane. And it's like the way that he is able to turn something that horrendous. And like, yo, you're I was just hearing it. I want to watch it now. But like, you could feel the crowd start to recoil. They're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, where is he going? This
You
is
can't cushion
horrendous.
it. Like, they died.
Yeah.
You can be like, they slowly passed away. You're like,
Yeah.
you know, you're gonna have to say it.
his finger in his, you know, he like just straight out said it,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh. And yo, he even brought up breaking the news to his daughter.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
Nice.
dude, and he still was able to freaking
Dude's
get
a
them
legend.
back from that
I
shit.
think it's beautiful though.
Yo, I have
think,
a-
yeah.
I know Patton Oswalt's a legend.
I have a huge. That was amazing
yeah.
to me. I was like, "Holy shit, man!" And I've been like denying myself this dude because of some like freaking yo.
He was great on
yeah.
Harmontown.
That shit was amazing.
Episode titled
Everyone
Turtle
should see that
Panties.
shit.
Go
Thanks
check it
for
out.
telling me that.
Yeah,
I'll watch that.
It's an amazing bit.
Fuck yeah.
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
Well, I like the comic that I saw like with her mom's suicide because like the crowd you could just like tell. I was like, oh shit, this is on Spotify, you know. And she's like, I get it, like it was rough, but she did like a callback to it. So she talked about like how her dad like I don't know was going into heart surgery, but it was like 5 times. They're like, we don't know when he's gonna die. And then she made a callback to her mom, and she's like, see, this is why I had the reaction, and then the crowd laughed. So I think it's kind of cool when you have a joke that like kind of bombs at first, and then you do a callback to it or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna watch that Patton Oswalt one, and I'll send you guys.
Well,
the
I
other
mean,
one,
like,
but-
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
also with little
Do that.
callbacks like they can work with bombs because the crowd was there with you. They know that they had that same tension,
Yeah.
and so then if you call back to that moment, they're present with you, and they will react. They will like laugh usually. Like I was on a show with another comic. Not gonna bring him up. He had a hard time, and so then like
She's still.
Oh, yeah.
I was
I know who you're talking about.
Is he alive still, or like, is he still around? Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's
Yeah.
doing
I
well.
didn't know he died.
Yeah,
doing well.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
doing well.
All right, that's good. Then
But-
in retrospect, yeah.
Yeah. So then like my set was like, going well, and so then like after I already got the crowd or whatever, I called back to how he was doing and how he did. I was like, yo, y'all
Killed.
ate my boy up, man. And, they all started crying, laughing.
That's good. I never even thought about like someone else's set, but
No.
Yeah, you can call back to bombs and it will hit because again they were there and they
Yeah.
were going through that tension.
Oh
Wow!
Thank you again, on it.
Diabetes, chop chop.
This
Yeah.
is amazing.
Yep.
I think a lot of my stuff is dark. But like growing up with a brother that struggled with like a meth addiction, there's never a good way to say that either.
Yeah,
you can
there
never
is,
be like
because-
he kind of struggles with it because it's like no one dabbles in it, and so everyone's so awkward. No one's ever had this under control. They're like doesn't work for everyone, but like
Casual meth user.
you really
No,
can't. And
yeah.
he's really tried to sell
No,
us on it over the years.
Dude, that's a
and,
joke
like,
right
Yeah,
there.
that is a joke. That's
There you
hilarious.
go.
Thank you.
No one dabbles in it. That's
It's almost
Yeah.
my
hilarious.
childhood when
Use
people
that.
say
That
that. But okay.
is hilarious.
I'm serious though, but like it was so awkward growing up, and me and my dad, he's the one, when you have enough, like, because
Awkward.
someone who's on meth, it's like they're always up to shit, and they're always like wrong place, wrong time. I'm like, you're just doing the wrong stuff with the wrong people, like,
Damn.
because they're like, I was driving the car, I didn't know it was like a getaway, and it's like, I'm just being serious, guys. But like,
dude.
Luke was always fucking innocent in it, and like he always like, I was
Yo,
just
man.
giving this guy. I'm like Orion, and everything. I'm like, I've never seen you be so kind in your life, and it's like they're always being this generous person. Like I was helping them move. I'm like, you've never even like came home for my birthday or whatever. So that's a little dark. But like, he's always whenever he was arrested, he's like, I don't even know how I got here, and I'm like, well, you were on meth, so like, I'm gonna write this down. But
yeah.
That is hilarious. Holy shit.
But it's sad because, like, I mean, he hasn't, he's been using for, like, the last 10 years, and he's had, like, maybe weeks here and there. Or when he's incarcerated, I don't think he's getting the good shit. But, like,
Gotta take your tea breaks, okay?
you gotta
Listen.
laugh, you gotta, like, make jokes because it's, like, if someone's not gonna change, like, how do you be sad about that all the time?
Yeah.
So my dad was, like, a little bit, like, once we knew Luke was okay, you just have to kind of make jokes about it. So we kind of made up our own humor, and
Yeah.
that's usually what I tell on stage. So I don't know how not to be dark about stuff, but
Yeah.
it's nice when the audience laughs because it's like growing up, it was so awkward because people are like, oh, how's your brother doing? And my parents at one point told me to just like tell everyone he was working on a ranch, because we came from Nebraska, and I was like, he's not doing that. But, like, it just sounded so much better in, like, a Republican setting to be like, he's working, It's like, no, he's only committed to one thing. It's been meth. But, I like the dark shit.
Yeah. You got some gold there.
Thank Thank you. That's
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
All right, some of that
Yes,
shit down.
yes. You can just watch this back and just write it down word for word.
that
Also
shit
true.
cracked
Well, it's
me
nice
up,
too
yeah.
because it's my childhood, so I'm like, I'm gonna remember this. But
Nice, yeah.
the getaway car, I think, I'll put that in.
Yes, 100%.
Hey, Sarah. What's the most controversial opinion that you hold among your own social group?
Ooh, this is good.
So relative to the people that you spend the most time with.
Oh God!
What's your biggest point of departure?
I know what it is, and I feel like I'm gonna get in trouble for saying it.
Let's go.
But
Not with us.
I feel like a lot of people, when they think about celebrities or like influencers, they think that they also basically need to be like politicians. So
Yes.
they need to post every single thing that's going on in the world every single day. And if they don't know what's going on, then they are whatever the terrible option is, a person. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like they're just people too. And a lot of times, if you have a lot of followers and you do take a stance on something that is like a really violent or aggressive topic, then you could possibly have a lot of people trying to be violent and aggressive with you.
Yeah.
And that's not something that I think a lot of my friends think that anybody with any sort of platform needs to be doing that all the time. But I'm sorry, I don't get my politics from J-Lo. Like,
Yeah.
Who do you get your politics from, Sarah? No.
That's a good one.
Your friends are kind of wild. Like, I don't think that's I think it's like more. It's been swinging the other way for a few years now, where no one wants to hear what a celebrity has to say about any of that crap. I don't even know if it
We've
ever
had enough of it.
Athletes was really big though. I mean, I think that was kind of a controversy, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, anytime that was rampant during, like, it's been rampant for the past, like, freaking, like, what, 8 years?
yeah.
Maybe even 9, 10 years now.
I think Kanye might have like killed the whole thing killed the vibe on the celebrities coming out with their
I mean, like,
political takes.
I think it's like
We're all
over the
backing
past
off
probably like
since.
year, 2 years now. I mean, it's probably like 3 years where like no one wants to hear what a celebrity has to say, and like you kind of don't even like you don't hear it as often now as you did in the past. I feel like, yes or no?
I think athletes, I feel like people kind of differ on, and I see both sides of it, where people are like, well, they have a platform, so why don't they use it?
Yeah, exactly.
But then I don't like the divided. Like, I think sports should be the one place that everyone can like. It sounds cheesy.
That's
but,
what
like,
everyone
not
goes
just
into
to talk
sports
about
for.
politics,
No one wants.
Mm-hmm.
No one goes into sports to like hear that.
Well,
It's
the ones
like,
that's unhealthy mental behavior, right? Because it's all just a manifestation of parasociality, right? Where it's I watch all this stuff with this person. We're best friends. I want to be just like this person. Like that's not the thought process of a healthy human.
That's where
like,
ESPN,
if you lean
like,
into that, you're gonna.
That's where they lost. That's where they like ended up losing.
Yeah.
Because they were basically going out and giving their political opinions on a constant basis, and it's like no one is tuning into ESPN to hear that.
That's
Yeah.
not what you're getting paid for. You know?
Yeah. So they started losing viewership by the droves. And some of
Rich
those they're
stupid
never
droves.
gonna get back.
Yeah.
It's like it's wild. It's like it's just a terrible business decision, terrible freaking decision. Period. And it's just like like people will go to specific avenues to get that stuff, and sports is never that.
Well, you're not
Never.
popular in everything. Like, just because you're liked for, like, one thing, that's your niche. And I think sometimes people are like, well, if, I'm good at this sport, then everyone is interested in my opinion about everything. And I think it's good for people to know that, it sounds bad. But, like, I just think celebrities, too, it's like, you're so fucking rich, it's like you're going to be on a different tax, like, platform. I think sometimes it's a little bit harder for them to, like, relate a little bit when it comes to
100%.
some political issues. But, like, and it deters from that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They take their like celebrity and like somehow they completely lose the reality that they don't have anything in common with normal people.
Or they just run out
Or
of
they
other
think
stuff
they
to talk
do.
about. Okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They know that I've
Yeah.
got this tether to the masses. They want to hear me talk about things.
Yeah.
What kind of things do I know how to talk about? What do I watch on TV? I was watching the news the other day. Let's talk about that for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you know what? I feel like the way that we can find a middle ground in it is like if you're passionate about a certain subject
yeah.
and you are educated and you know a lot, then like for me personally, I would totally talk about equality. I would talk about mental health issues and whatnot.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of subjects that I'm just not informed in enough, I feel like, to be educating others.
What's your favorite mental health issue?
Suicide.
Nice.
Definitely. My dad died by suicide.
Nice.
So that's what got me into all of this. And it's importante for sure.
Oh yeah.
And actually accurate kind of awareness, you know, because like working in social work, they have like, you know, suicide awareness, like stuff. But I mean, as you know, it's like, it just isn't, sometimes it's like, it's just not relatable, or I don't think it's realistic. You know, people
Yeah.
aren't giving, not always, I don't think it's like, okay, people are going to do X, Y, and Z, and this is how you'll know, you know? And so, yeah, I think that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Keith, I think it's your turn in the card rotation.
Especially with guys, because guys don't talk about their shit enough, you know? It's so weird. You
Yeah.
guys don't talk about stuff with your friends like girls do. You know? You guys, I don't know what you do with your problems.
Bottle it up.
Well, we looked at personality traits earlier. It's like you guys
We
don't
talk
even
about them
compliment
plenty.
each
It's just
other.
in the Call of Duty lobby, okay? In code.
With 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Oh man, like I stray away from the blue, and every time it's disappointing. All right, Aaron, I'll ask you.
Okay.
If everyone in the room,
Oh god, I hate this card.
yeah,
God.
were arranged on a spectrum of attractiveness,
Oh my god.
which two people would you be between? I think you got bailed out. We'll see. That's like when it's a bunch of fucking.
That's why would you? Like, I've like been wanting to, because I like talking, and then you asked me the one question where I think that's hard. I can't. We don't get like a bailout, right? We
Which
have
two
to
people
answer
is
it?
four between?
What?
Four.
Which two people is four
The
between?
cat.
Am I the cat in this situation who we're just not saying?
Yeah, before you answer, you should look at its asshole. I know that sounds crazy, but.
The cats?
All right.
That is crazy.
Wow, you were just like straight into that bestiality. Like,
Oh, yeah, look, it's not. Yeah, beast. That asshole is.
is the cow in the room? Can I like pick the cow? I'm kidding. I have to answer this, right?
Which two people are you between? I mean, you could ask for another card.
I don't know, 'cause it's just hard. I
You
think
can wuss
that.
out. You want to wuss out? We can wuss out.
well,
hey,
I'm
Keith,
attracted
ask her a
to
different
all
pink
three
card.
of you guys in different ways. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I feel like everybody at this table is pretty attractive.
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie.
appreciate that. All right.
Well, comics are all fucked up, so we shouldn't be fucking each other. You know, we gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have that,
that a-
option, or I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But still.
Too many mental health disorders to stack on top of each other.
Yeah,
Alright.
we gotta not date each other. So yeah.
This is great. This is gonna be interesting.
Okay.
All right. Out of all of your past sexual experiences, what has made you the most uncomfortable? Hey, that's interesting.
If you'd like a copy of this game, you all can go to askhole.io and alienate your friends at home.
This was a good one, though. Actually, I think when you're in a long-term relationship, you know, you assume that, you know, not everyone, but you're like, oh, you know, you're in a relationship, so you don't even have to think about people hitting on you or whatever. But like when you get out of it, you have to kind of like reevaluate what makes you attractive again, and like, you know, you're having sex with someone like completely new, and so it's weird because you get this level of confidence when you're with the same person. I always thought I was like pretty confident, and I felt so awkward, like even just like the last 2 years, you know, like figuring out like just a new person, you know. Every time you hook up with like a new person, like you have to figure out what their style is and if they're gonna even talk about it. And so like
Yeah.
was that the question what the weirdest has been, or like
What's made you the most uncomfortable?
that's the hardest, right? Just like that initial thing, and I will be honest, I think that's like kind of a boundary for me, is like having a level of trust and being able to like be in front of someone who's you're able to laugh with and who's gonna like respect you and not make you feel stupid. That's the biggest thing. Like
Interesting.
I was in a situation where, you know, someone kind of made me feel dominant. It's like that's the most vulnerable area that you can be in, you know? And it's like that's been like the weirdest part is getting out of a relationship and just figuring out that piece of it because every person's different, you know. Like daddy, like that's really sorry. I really don't think. But
Did
like,
you say daddy?
I gotta get out.
Right.
Either people like it or they don't.
So
I'm like, this is
being
new.
called daddy
Yeah.
was the most uncomfortable thing.
No,
Dude, if I was a
the
woman
most
and someone
uncomfortable
called me
thing is
daddy,
just,
I'd be
like,
kind of taken aback. Yeah. Be-
the first
I'd be
initial
down.
hookup. I think the first because it's like the first kiss is great, but I think I don't know. I was more uncomfortable with it than I thought, and it's like just someone completely new. Yeah. So I think that's the most uncomfortable thing is just feeling out what that person's into. You know, is it just straight up like conservative or wow, I don't know, or is it
yeah,
someone
what do you want?
who
Whips and chains.
Conservative sexually.
Well, the first time, I mean, it's like, but yeah, I think it's just so weird, like that first person that you hook up with out of a relationship because you're like, this is completely different. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most uncomfortable thing. Daddy, I will say, like, I don't, I never, want to shame anyone's kink, but like, feels very, daddy is very close to other words that I
Is that
would not associate with sex. Like,
Is
dad.
that a kink?
Yeah.
It's a common one.
Daddy
I don't
is
even.
like,
I don't like.
either I feel like guys like it or
Might
they
be a
don't.
Zoomer
I
thing.
don't know.
I'm just saying
yeah.
that thing is that's new to me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't have like this is a very small pool. I don't want to use the word pool, but yeah. Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, I think it's either you like it or you don't. Yeah.
Right.
How about papa? Would that be?
Ew.
Papa.
That's worse.
Or better, depending on where the father.
Yeah, father.
Well, daddy
Catholics.
shortened it. That gets weird really quickly. Dad,
Reverend.
I mean,
If
dude.
my wife called me daddy, we would have like a butt naked discussion, like right there on the spot. I'd be like, why would you do that?
All hands meeting.
Like we have kids.
You think it's weird because
We
you
have
have kids, or you'd be cool with it before you had kids?
Hell
Or,
no,
like-
yo,
which is
like, the
stranger.
only the only person I would expect to freaking call me, and they wouldn't even say daddy, they would say papi. Like Dominicans or some crap, Puerto Ricans, people like that. Like,
I thought you were gonna say like your daughter, but
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought. That's what you
No,
were
like,
like,
obviously my son calls me daddy, but I'm talking about this since it's about sex or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's the only time. That's the only thing. And it would never be daddy. And I would be uncomfortable with that regardless. It's like nah.
I think it depends. I think it depends on who's
I'm
saying
a
it.
father. I don't.
Yeah, it depends
It's
for
just
me.
like, I will say it wasn't like it was one, but I just like I was like, oh, this is like you date someone for a long enough time and you hook up. It's like, oh, this is something new,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, there was one time that I fucked a guy, and the first time he wouldn't stop calling me cum slut. And he was being so aggressive about the word slut that I was like, you just want an excuse to verbally abuse me. And it was like so many times, but yeah.
It's hard to be turned on when it's like your mother withheld love and this is like all I'm feeling right now. But like
Yeah.
I just feel like I get it like the
I'm like,
whole
I'm
like,
not.
I'm slut aggressively.
Well, and just
Son.
don't
Yeah,
just
emphasis
go right
on the
into
slut.
that,
Cum
you know?
slut.
You can't even Oh god. It's just not
Fucker.
it's not a great word. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I just don't love it. Why is it slut enough? Like, I mean, cum is kind of just assumed, right? So, yeah. This is so funny.
Well, I mean, one does imply
Should
the
have
other.
known then, guys.
That's like choking. It's like you
It foreshadowed the future for
Well, you're
sure.
It was a
It's like,
Chekhov's gun.
Oh shit.
I did
didn't
not
even
mean
pick
your
up
parents
on
over
it.
Easter.
Oh, shit.
Whose card is it?
That's the bad thing about being a social worker because you're like mother issues. And it's like, I don't want to get in that mindset right now. Yeah. What a nice little nickname. Yeah. CS. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Might as well have been my nickname.
Was it like in text? Was it like in text also? Did it become just like a?
Oh
it was
yeah.
only another-
Oh yeah. It became a text
Oh,
thing.
my
Not
God.
cum, but slut. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's the thing is
Yeah.
once you agree to it, now you're like, oh, they think I like daddy. This is just, now we both like it. Yeah, but
Holy shit.
that one is harder because it's like, okay. And I think like being
that's it.
labeled, you have to have this like, because it's like, hey, I know you like this. Don't love this word.
Yeah.
But you
I'm
gotta
like,
say it in a
dude,
nice
put
way,
your
but,
dick
like,
in me
yeah.
first, at least. Like
So you're saying you've been working on establishing healthier boundaries in your life?
100%.
That's good. That's
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Well, I think that can be cooler when you know. I mean, maybe not like those exact words, but like, I throw it out the first time. Like,
The
maybe we
first
work up to
time
it. Yeah.
is like, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like I don't need to be a queen, but I like to be somewhat respected. And this, I don't know.
Yeah, how about call me beautiful? Let's try that one out.
I can see the hey, beautiful. Like I don't know, but yeah.
I don't know. You know what? Okay.
It does sound better than
Beautiful's a
comes
lazy
though,
word.
so,
This is
yeah.
off topic, but I'll tell you what my favorite type of language in the bedroom is, and it's like thanking people. Like just being so grateful. Like I love to be grateful in bed. I'm like, thank you so much. Or like, please, like just proper manners. Like, please put it in me. Or thank you so much for, like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just let them know they're doing a good job, but it's also sexy.
I'm just so
too.
glad you could make it.
Well, it's something you earn, kind of.
Exactly. That's the right energy, dude. Yeah.
Well, you earn it too. I feel like. I mean, I don't know. I think submissive can be cool if you get to know that person better. And I feel like I want to do that. Like, don't just assume. I don't know. I think the more you get to know someone better in sex, I think, yeah. Not saying having sex with multiple people is bad, but I don't know. I'm saying no.
No, sex is better when you're doing it with the same person for a long time because
Who's like pretty okay with it to start, but yeah, I don't know. We've all been in a relationship where you just kind of, in the very past, I'm not saying recently, but where you kind of just like, oh, well, there's other things I like about him, and it's like you don't want to ever just settle for sex. So, and I'm saying ever since college, so I'm not labeling anyone. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
But no one
I would
should
agree
settle.
with you.
Here we go.
Have you
No,
at
yeah,
least had
don't
one
settle.
relationship where it's like, oh, but the rest is great?
I'm definitely
Yeah.
not calling anyone out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it could be
yes.
in the
oh,
past.
what, like the sex isn't good, but everything
but,
else is great.
Well, not everything else, but you're like, but this is still worth it.
I don't actually.
Okay,
think
humble brag. Alrighty.
That's
There we
good.
go.
Yeah, and
Well,
this
I
was
just don't
like a
think
long.
that
I
the
mean, a
sex
while
has
ago.
been amazing.
Still 3 out of 4, but
Like they don't know how to make you come. That's for damn sure.
Which is weird because we grew up with Cosmos. It was like 154 ways to please him. I'm like, how is there that many ways? And
Yeah, I think guys just like to do this jackhammer thing where they're just like so fast and like that's it. Only one rhythm, no, changing it up, and it's like, bro, we can like chill for a second. We can do some
Yeah.
other things.
yeah.
that's how you can tell if someone's been in a relationship or not. I don't know. I think when you date someone at least for a little bit, you kind of have an idea of like how to communicate with a woman.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but everyone's great and we're all improving. So
Yeah, we are. Can I have a
Yeah,
sip of your water?
It's
girl?
about
Thank you.
it's about age. Yeah, I fuck with too many
You have
young
the rest of
dudes.
that. I've got like a bottle of water over here, actually, now that I'm thinking.
yeah,
Really,
I
thank
mean,
you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all right. Y'all fuck with too many young dudes. That's all right. Y'all learn. Y'all get with one eventually.
I know.
will.
Older guy.
I want to
Hopefully.
fuck this. I think I might fuck this 36-year-old.
Yeah, do
I
it.
might.
Yeah, the older knows
See, that doesn't sound
more.
like that old to me. Yeah.
It's
I know.
More
The-
The
experience.
chances
okay.
are higher, that he'll
14
know what
years.
he's doing. But it's more depressing if they don't, because you're like, you've gone this long without.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's but
But
yeah, y'all definitely
more
should do.
like likelihood, yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little bit stir crazy in my pussy.
yeah,
not
this
gonna
should
lie.
try it for sure, cause
Yep. Oh, Aaron, I think it's your card.
Okay. Personal. Taylor, I'll ask you this.
Let's go.
Given the guarantee that nobody will ask you the question, what is a question that you would refuse to answer?
That's an interesting question.
I guess I already did, so we don't.
Already did what?
I mean, I didn't answer that question earlier, but
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, fair enough. But I guarantee that no one will ask you the question. What is a question that you would refuse to answer? If everyone in the room were arranged on a scale,
yeah, gosh, it's hard.
I don't know. I can't think of one, but I'm sure that there would be one. But I would have to be asked the question in order to know. You know, there's not a.
I know.
no, you
Can
ask a question.
I
it's
don't like that question. Can I ask
Okay.
that?
Do you want to
Yeah,
ask another
yeah,
question?
Yeah, I do.
Go
I do,
ahead,
I do.
dude.
Okay, cool. I just like, yeah, that was a great one.
Okay.
This is kind of a stupid one. I'm sorry. It
I wanna
wasn't
read what
great.
that
It was
was.
kind of cheesy. I didn't like it.
Yeah, no, that's a good choice.
Thank you.
God
Oh, I like this. Sarah, which of your achievements are you most proud of?
Oh my gosh. I mean, probably everything with stand up. I'm very proud of myself. That takes a lot of courage for
100%.
Hell yeah.
to get up on a fucking stage, and every person that I see do it, I have major respect for them. So it's difficult, and it's so funny. It's like Nike. It's like, just do it.
Yeah.
And that's literally the truth. You just have to fucking do it. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the utmost respect for the people that stick with it. The people that do it for like the amount of time, that's
yeah.
because I mean, because if you do it long enough, then eventually you'll have like that really like horrendous experience, and then you to stick with it and keep working at
Yeah.
it, keep on trying your best, keep on doing that. That's high level shit.
Yeah.
I have ultimate respect for every comic in any scene, in this scene, that does it, and they keep doing it, and they're trying, and they're really working at it. I have all the respect in the world for everyone that does it.
Yeah.
On everything.
Yeah. How'd you get into comedy? Like, how long have you been doing it?
Oh my gosh, I think it'll be 3 years in
Nice.
July.
Nice.
And I got into it because I've just always loved comedy, and like in times of sadness, comedy was always my coping mechanism. I made way too many jokes about my dad's death prior to all of this, and during COVID I was like, holy shit, maybe I should like try and do what makes me happy or something. And yeah, that's what I did. I started to work at the comedy club. That was my first step, and then 2 weeks into working there, I got up on stage.
Nice. Oh yeah.
See, like, finding out you're funny was just like wild to me, because my brother was like always a class clown growing up, and like that's a pretty esteemed title, like, you know. Like it was like, you know, in 3rd or 4th grade, and like you have ADHD, I think it's easier, you have a lot of energy, but like he was always the funny one, so it's like I just kind of assumed that. So it's like, I don't know, did you guys always know that you were funny? Like,
Yeah, I mean, like, I started off in my neighborhood, and then I went to school, and I was always the dude that had everyone laughing. I always got kicked out of class because I had everyone laughing and not concentrating. They thought about putting me, they put me on Ritalin because of the amount of times I would disrupt the class. In high school, I just went ridiculous with it. Like, I was responsible for some of the most ridiculous pranks, and like that, I was always that dude that was just
iconic.
doing. Yeah, I was always the dude that was doing, like, having everyone was cracking up, always.
Yeah.
So like, I always knew that I was funny, but then I never actually thought about pursuing comedy, because when I was in New York, it was about making money. It was about trying to do something that will. So I was always about skilled trades. I was always about like, cause like I tried to go to college to do like, you know, some sort of office job. I didn't want to do it. I wasn't built for it.
Yeah.
So then I eventually went to like skilled trades, and so then that's what I was doing. It wasn't until it was like I basically forced myself to move from the city because of the vaccine mandate, and then like I was like, yo, I'm like, yo, I want to do this. I want to do comedy. Yo, this is like, I want to do this. So then the Improv had they're the Funny Bone now. They had an open mic, went there, and I was like, yo, I want to do this forever.
Yeah,
I just kept freaking doing it, yo, and I didn't
Yeah.
stop, yo, and I'm never gonna stop. I fucking love it.
Fuck
Hell
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do think either you love it or hate it, and I just feel like, yeah, I do think if you like knew you're funny your whole life, like I am a little jealous of that, because I think it's like, I don't know, it's hard to convince yourself that you deserve to be there or whatever, because like I'm still kind of wrapping my head around doing it, you know, but like,
I mean, like, I knew what happened was, like, I got up on stage and, like, I did all right. But it wasn't until, like, maybe, I would say 20 mics in before I realized I was, like, bombing. But, like, open mic bombing, like, it's, like, you know, it's, like, nothing now.
Yep.
But, like, it was, like, I was, like, oh, shit. I'm fine. Like, I actually, like, look back and listen and watch whatever I recorded. I was, like, oh my God. I just went 5 minutes and got like one laugh. What is this? And I was like, oh shit. So then I realized, you know, it takes a lot. It takes way more than just going up there and just like, bleh.
Yeah.
See, mine was in reverse. Like, I mean, the bird was, I think, it's a really kind of nice audience to kind of start with, but like...
Is the cat pulling on it?
Oh, yeah. She won't sit on my lap, but she's just messing with my cord. But
She's
then I
antagonizing
went to
you.
Rhino, and that was the first place I bombed after the bird. You know, it was like in the nice little warm nest, and like... I felt so bad for myself. It's so embarrassing to look back because I'm the only person that ever bombed. Like, I was just like pitying myself.
Damn.
And like, I mean, it was good I got shit, but I was like, can I bomb? They're like, yeah, and like, you know, people were like, good,
Yeah.
like, you're gonna do it. I remember I was so offended because they're like, good, you're gonna do that like 10, like 20 more times. And I was just like, what, you know? And
Yeah.
so it was like a lot of humility to be like, now it's like embarrassing, like that I even said anything because it's just like a part of it, you know? But at the time it was just like, you know, I was upset the first time because I'm glad I did okay the first time because I don't know if I would have had that in me to keep doing it if I didn't like go on stage the first open mic and, you know, do okay. But yeah, it was a good kind of humility.
Because I mean, like,
lesson.
I found that like
Still is.
delusion is definitely one of the stages of comedy. You go in and then you eventually, it might be immediately, it might be like down the line, get to a delusional stage where you don't even realize that you're not doing that well. And then like you're just like, my delusional stage was in the very beginning, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
But like, there's still comics.
Well, it's probably something that comes and goes too. Like,
Yeah, it can come and go for sure. And it's just like, that's something that's like, if you recognize that delusional stage, then you realize like, it's so much easier to like honestly evaluate and like actually like, you know, go through your stuff and like realize, okay, this is weak, this is weak, this is weak.
Well, laughs sound different like when you record it. Like I'm trying to get better about recording my like material. And you know, one night I was like, wow, I got a lot of laughs, and I like listened to it back on the way home, and I'm like, this seems a little bit more like light than I thought it did. You know, it's like,
Literally,
the
yeah.
observation part is hard, but like, yeah.
Yeah. I still like hate listening back
Yeah.
on my
I'm like, is it acoustics? Because the laughs seem longer when oh.
too long.
Yo, man, that shit is difficult.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh boy. I think it's your turn. The crowd rotation. Are people needing to get out soon? Is that we're coming up on our like second hour? It runs. We've run this show for 3 hours before, and I just want to give people, if people have places to be, and out for saying, hey, I gotta be somewhere. Blah 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 blah. If everybody's not gonna say anything, then Sarah, pick a card.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good. I'm having a good time.
I'm doing okay.
Cool.
I have work in the morning, but that's every freaking morning.
I probably gotta head out in the next 20 minutes because I'm borrowing, you know, my neighbor's car. I mean, she's not going anywhere, but.
Next 20 minutes. Okay, let's do another round.
Yeah.
Let's go around the table one more
But
time,
I mean,
then we'll
you
wrap
guys
up.
can say. Obviously,
Okay.
I don't want to dictate for everyone else.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll go with Aaron. You have to marry someone in this room right now.
Why the fuck do you keep doing this to me?
Who is it? This one's better. It's not like, you know, because the two people thing that would have hurt like at least one person's feelings. This doesn't hurt anybody's feelings.
Okay, so
4 is in the room.
yeah, I probably would like marry you, Sarah, because it's like it'd be less pressure. We could kind of figure out what it was. You know, I'm not like hitting on you right now.
No,
but it's
I'd
just, like,
rock
you
your
know-
world, babe.
Oh,
I'd make sure you're taken care of for
oh,
sure.
Okay, yeah. See, I made the right choice. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
You're married, so I don't want to like
Yeah, that's why I didn't ask.
rile things up. You know. Yeah.
Sarah, is torture ever permissible?
Oh, to torture somebody? Dude, fuck yeah. I don't know.
I might take
there's
that back then. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? To get certain information out of people, and if you've killed like a handful of fucking people, and we're trying, say, you know what, we got 8 hours left. This little child is locked in a bedroom somewhere, and you're trying to figure out where that bedroom is, and the person that you have arrested is not giving you any info.
Yeah.
Torture the bitch. Let's get that
What's
child.
the greater good? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're careful with that greater good stuff, but
I know. When I said out loud, but yeah.
Yeah, I would guess so, man. It's just that I have so much distrust of the government and every authority. Torture is permissible, but like
Physical or mental?
well, shit.
Verbal blows to the kidney.
Because I mean, the mental shit
mean, like,
can be
if you
pretty
can't-
messed up too. Like,
Yeah, mental torture and crap can. All right, now wait.
that's worse.
I'm
in
over
some
here only
ways.
thinking about it in a governmental sense or like
Yeah.
Me too,
authority
yeah.
figure sense. So then, like torture.
Is this like a citizen's
permissible?
arrest the kind of thing?
You know
Or-
what? It's like one of your kids are taken, and you've got the suspect.
Well, I hope you.
Oh,
do,
well,
but
like-
yeah.
You're torturing the bitch, aren't
Oh,
you?
of course,
Liam
1000%.
Neeson over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm murdering after. I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, I'm murdering him after. Like, yeah, there's no like, nah, like, yeah, all right, torture.
Yeah.
And like, all right, but then permissible. Like, I always go back to like law. It's like, because permissible. Now,
Yeah, I take back the greater good because that's so like, it's hard to say that. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Torture is permissible, but I don't know. Like saying within reason is probably nonsensical. But yeah, I
CIA,
mean, like,
feel
yeah,
like has stretched that. So
it's like I would 100% torture another man for like abusing my child, abusing a child, 100%, and his life is forfeit.
Right.
Yeah.
But, man, I don't trust the government.
Once it's behind a curtain and everybody has
I
name
don't trust the
badges.
government either.
Yeah,
I also
it's-
don't trust people.
Right. Yeah, it's just like permissible. It's like, all right, yeah, it's permissible.
Interesting. Your card.
Oh shit. Keep going to the blue because every other card keeps disappointing.
Good cards.
All right, fuck it. Let's see. All right. All right. What viewpoint is the most difficult for you to empathize with?
that's difficult because like when I worked with CPS, I think it really widened my level of empathy for people, especially like working with parents that were addicts. Because I saw like parents that, were able to get their kids back and they like worked really hard. And it's like from the outside perspective, just knowing the situation when kids are taken out of the home, like it takes a lot, it's not like done, very easily. And so I feel like I have a wider level of empathy for people, but I really, and this is just a personal stance, I think you can never like ever just professionally have a stance on something. So rape is something that like I just really don't have any empathy for. I really fucking don't. I just, that's just how I personally feel. I'm not saying I think it's right, but like I just really can't forgive someone for that. So I will say like any like parents or anyone I dealt with that had that, I just really they're not going to be redeemed in my book. And it sucked because you have to work with them, but like that's my thing. Rape,
Right.
like
Yep.
I think you're kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah. So then, what's the second thing? That's too easy. Like
I know.
that's too
Can I
easy.
pick like a fun one or something like that? I
You
don't
have
know.
to pick a fun one.
Like,
I mean,
if
yeah,
it's just,
pick
like,
a real
annoying,
one.
okay.
Because like I mean,
Ooh.
there is not one
I think we found something.
normal
Yeah.
human being on this earth
I want to
that's
pick
gonna
something
be
petty
like,
or something.
but
a little bit.
rape is okay. No one, not one, yo.
It's like that Bill Cosby joke where it's like rape is one thing, but he lied about it.
You
Like,
know
yeah.
what? Okay, actually, I got an answer for this. Wait, what was the question? You don't have empathy for?
What
Yeah.
viewpoint is the most
But something a
difficult for
little
you
more
to
petty or
empathize with?
shallow.
Okay, well, maybe it's not so much a viewpoint, but I guess people who, there's like two people who have been through some really traumatic shit and then just decide that they can then be terrible to everybody just because of the shit that they've been through.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
at a certain point, was okay with that for a bit. I'm like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. But then I'm like, bitch, we've all been through shit.
This is
All
the
right,
beginning
suck it
point,
up,
you know?
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
don't be a bitch to every
Just
single
because you know the
person.
term doesn't mean you stop here. Like, they're like, I'm avoidant, so I'm just gonna like be an
Yeah,
asshole.
that's-
And I always say like, that's the first step. Now you gotta like, that's why I think that's something that's hard for me to empathize with is when people kind of like lean heavily on like mental health terms, but they don't really seek to change on their end. It's like, have ADHD, but like, my friends give me shit about being annoyingly, not today, this was a thing, but annoyingly late to things, right? I had to get better at it because it was like they were so annoyed with me being like, well, I have ADHD, and they're like, that you gotta find a way to cope with it,
Yeah.
And so that does annoy me because I think that sometimes, especially lately, people have leaned too much on like, and that's it. I just did this because X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, people that are like assholes to people on a routine basis and like don't care about it. They're people that just haven't been punched in the face. They haven't had like an actual.
Yeah,
Well,
they
no, I
need
have to
it.
feel
Yeah.
bad for you. Like, don't hide behind it and say, well, I had this,
Yeah.
so now I have to feel bad. And,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, like they've never been in a real fight. They've never been in any kind of like horrendous situation. That's what those people are. And it's like that's why I'm always as kind as I can be to people. I'm nice to people. I don't do some. I used to be an asshole, and I also used to do some fucking horrendous shit. But like, you have to grow out of that, or you have to grow from it. You have to be able to like freaking adapt, and it's so much better being nice to people. And it's like people that have been assholes just haven't gotten punched. They haven't gotten like freaking. They just haven't had that. You know what I'm saying? So
Or owning your shit. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. It sucks to do, but, like, it's like, hey, I should have, like, communicated, or I did handle this situation poorly. Like, I should have done better. Like, I was, instead of, like, hiding. I mean, I think mental health is important, but, like, I just think just because you're avoiding attachment, like, that doesn't just sum up everything.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not a solution to shitty behavior. Like there's a big I don't know. A lot of people in a lot of arguments that I've had recently with other people, some comics, over like shitty behavior and them like rectifying those situations with the people that they wronged or whatever. There is a phrase that I've been coming back to is this person doesn't want an apology. They just want you to confess. We just like, if you're in a situation where you need to make things right, way better than like apologizing for something where like definitionally an apology is like an explanation or a defense for something where it's like, well, this is why I did that thing that you didn't like. Just tell the person the thing that you did and acknowledge it was shitty, and then you're done there. If you keep going past that point, fuck you. Don't fucking no. Just here's a proof to you that I understand what I did. I understand how it made you feel, and I agree that was shitty. And that's all that you're required to say right now. That's all we want you to say right now. Stop there.
Yeah.
Also, it's okay to have a good childhood, I don't know. I think everyone's like, well, I had trauma. It's like, if you didn't that bad, like, that's okay, too. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, like
I'm not saying mine's better than everyone else, but it's like,
Yeah.
sometimes I would tell people, like, oh, it seems like you had a good childhood. And they're like, well, it wasn't all great. And it's like, don't get defensive. Like, that's not okay. Like, I think we forget that. I don't know. I think everyone wants to have their trauma. It's important, but it's not all the same.
Yeah,
I think everyone
100%.
experiences
wants to have their trauma.
I've
They do,
known
though.
people and had
Yeah.
friends that
It's-
had way worse than I had. Like, and all things considered, like I had a good childhood.
It's good to put in
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess same. Like, I had it worse than some other people did, but yeah, I think sometimes people get too caught up in their own trauma story.
Yeah.
Just a bitter old social worker, so.
Yeah.
Past social worker.
Think it's your card.
Okay, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do romantic. What the fuck with these questions? Did you? Okay,
I didn't write them.
This is just like mine. I'm not gonna ask this. I think this is just it's like kind of just like mine. I'm gonna ask another one.
Yeah, no, that one's annoying.
Ooh, I like this one a lot.
Let's
Little
go.
shit talk here. Keith, I'm gonna ask you because you're a married man. You got some perspective, but what problems do you see in the relationships of those around you?
Problems do I see in the
You're on
relationship
comics, so I
those
feel like you just
around
have
you?
a lot of material.
Problems that I see. Ah,
Not spending enough time at home.
hell no.
No, I want some annoying stuff. Yeah.
What I see is freaking husbands that don't realize they need more time outside of the home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good
dude.
one. I mean,
yeah.
I don't really do it necessarily
Yo,
closely,
freaking,
but
I'm sorry, 20 years, 10 years married. Like, yo, our relationship is great. Freaking, it's not without problems. But what I'm saying is that a part of being able to be together is to also be apart.
Yeah.
I promise.
Well, yeah,
I promise. Like it's I find that like a lot of women, they will tend towards wanting to keep their men home. They will try and not let them like they got them initially because of attraction. They were like, they had a mental connection as well, and they wanted to basically, they liked them, they were attracted to them. But then they want them to get unattractive and to not be what they had initially.
Yeah.
And like that's wrong, because that will destroy the relationship from within. Like there has to be trust. Now look, if the dude isn't trustworthy and he's doing all kinds of fuck shit, then all right, that's different. But in order for a relationship to be healthy,
Almost.
huh?
Well, I said almost, but like if the dude is untrustworthy and is doing fuck shit, if he has time spent away from you, then like that's a relationship that shouldn't exist, not a relationship in which that person should be incarcerated and kept from going out where they can do fuck shit. If they're gonna do fuck shit, if they go out, then the answer isn't that they shouldn't be going out. The answer is that you shouldn't be with them.
Like I said, it's a different thing. That's what I already.
Yeah.
I said that. Like the thing is that like if you have two trustful partners, they trust each other, then they have to be able to. They have to be able to be a part as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And ask too, because it's like, I mean, I'll be like, when I'm secure in a relationship, I like to have my space. I think it's like good to come back and talk about. But when you don't trust your partner, it's like, why am I acting this way? Why am I like? I think you have to be able to say, oh, is it me not trusting them, or are they doing something that's making me feel this way? Like, if that makes sense. I don't know, because it's like, am I like just being crazy on my own, or are they doing something that's making me feel crazy? And
a lot of the time they are doing something.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like we're talking about it right here, but you said it so easily, like, and now it's like you would say that, so you're like, it's like this subliminal message for a while. You're like, are they doing something or are they not? And that's the part that sucks.
Every woman has that. Every woman has that. They do.
When
Y'all
I found
do.
out, like,
What?
an ex
Have
was
what?
cheating
Oh,
on me,
right,
it was,
intuition
like, the
to
best
that?
thing.
Have that. Well, you're calling it intuition. What it is like a lot of the times.
I want to know either way. That's
a lot
all
of the times
Yeah.
it's not fully intuition. It's just a natural tendency to like mistrust your partner. It just grows. That's what y'all do.
I think
It's
it depends
within
on
y'all. Yeah, I'm
that's
just
what we
serious.
do. I think it depends on
I feel like that's on
situation.
both
Like
sides.
because every
Yeah.
man isn't going to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I hang out with my single buddies. I'm like I'm different, but so is my wife in that But like she trusts me, but that's trust has been built over years and years. But like I also don't do things to have her mistrust.
Yeah.
So, but like, I'd be lying if I said, even since moving out here, she had her moments. So, it's just something that it's going to build within y'all regardless. That's just something that happens. But it's not necessarily intuition. It's because it's just something that's like, if you're not seeing him and he does something, or he's in a situation where something can happen, you're naturally going to just think that, oh, maybe something is happening, and then maybe he does something at home.
Because that's
We're
not even like a gendered. That's not even like a
establishing
gendered
if you're
behavior. Because that's not even a
That's
gendered behavior.
not
That's not even like
establishing, like, you're dating
women
or not.
have this natural thing to distrust. It's like humans have a thing to distrust. Like, plenty of husbands have complaints about like, oh, there's this one coworker of my wife's that like I just don't really trust what's going on there. Why are they so close? Like, if you switch the positions of like, I think we see it more often stereotypically in women because women are stereotypically more at home while a dude is going out more. But if you switch those positions and the dude is at home more and the woman is more going out, you're going to see the dude having just as many trust issues of the girl as the girl would be having of the dude if he was out and she was home.
Yeah. If and
We're
that's
not defining
one
what you
truth.
guys
The dude
want.
is insecure. If the dude is like not.
Yeah, but humans
secure
are
in his
naturally
position.
insecure.
If you
Holy
guys
shit.
think, okay, I think this is a good example for me, like outside of marriage, not me personally, I'm just gonna say in general, where it's like you think you're cool with something, like, and you're seeing someone, they're like, hey, I'm not really looking to like commit to a relationship. You're like, okay, this is cool, like we're having a good time, like you're hooking up and everything. You're like, yeah, it's cool with it. Like, how about And I'm not, just in general, you know, it's like, okay, well, we're hooking with each other, but, you know, if there's someone else that you're interested in, you know, stay open to it. That's good in theory. Like, but there's no guy who's like, hey, met a hot girl tonight, so I'm actually going to hook up with her and you told me to tell you. Like, it's just like, I think that's the part where I have to, like, limit, okay, you know, if there's that unknown, I don't like it. You know, for me personally, I think that's when you act a little bit more crazy or whatever. And I like to just know either way, because like I thought it was chill, like, oh yeah, we'll just like do this, and then, you know, if you find someone else, that's totally fine. And it's just like, in theory that sounds great, but I wouldn't even want to be the guy to be like, hey, you told me to tell you. And you know, there's like, I think that was the part I had to realize, where it's like, I think it's just easier to both want the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Sarah, I think it's your card.
Okay, shit. You know.
Close us out.
Oh, close us out.
Unless people want to go around the table again. I don't know.
Okay.
let's do one more round.
One more round. Everyone's doing one more round.
Yeah.
What relatively common experience have you never had, Taylor?
The public school system. Okay.
Were you homeschooled?
I was homeschooled.
Damn.
Completely homeschooled.
Wow.
Never
What would
set
be the other
never set
choice,
foot in
though?
a classroom
private
as
school, I
a
guess.
what?
I was trying-
Yeah. I was never private school, just never homeschooled. Didn't sit in a classroom with people. The closest thing to a classroom experience was other people's living rooms in homeschool co-ops. Okay, listen.
Wow.
What part do you think you missed out on? Like the
I'm not sure if I missed out
Like
on a lot.
dances or, like,
probably okay.
parties
The thing I
or-
missed out on the most was probably like the if it exists, because I only have television and movies to go off of, and reports from
parties?
other people in the real world for. There's plenty of pizza parties still. Okay, listen. I had friends. I had a lot of friends, but I didn't have a lot of friends that I saw every day. A lot of the friends that I had were like
Yeah.
on weekly basis. There were like co-ops that met weekly, or church friends that you see weekly to maybe 3 times a week, depending on how churchy you are. Which you saw them 3 times a week, and so it's like the friends that I saw the most frequently, I saw like 3 times a week. So I didn't have friends who like you see every day and you like have the same classes and you're seeing them throughout the day. I think that's probably the main thing that I missed out on, apart from that is an experience that I missed out on that other people just have automatically. They're like, oh,
That's
we
a
have
good
these
point.
friendships. I think
Yeah.
the closest to seeing people every day has been stand-up comedy, where you're like doing 5 to 6
Right.
mics a week.
I don't even think about that. You
have these
take it
friends
for
that you see.
granted, you know, when you go to school every day. But yeah,
Which led to it's weird having like episodic friendships.
I know my answer.
Yeah, what's yours?
It's not fucking good.
Dead, suicide dead.
Actually wasn't gonna say that
No?
because of what you said earlier about people bringing up their trauma too much. I'm like listening
enough.
to
Oh,
everything that you
hey,
guys
no,
are saying. No,
Yeah,
but
she's
I'm
filtering her
I'm-
experience through the experience of others around her experiencing
but
her.
I haven't felt
I wanna
that way
learn
about
from
any of
you
you guys
guys.
here, though. Like everyone, how they spoke about their trauma and everything. I think everyone's really self-aware. I'm talking about people that are not self-aware. So yeah,
Well-
I feel like everyone in this room is actually pretty self-aware about stuff. So,
Sarah, you're
yeah.
one of the good ones. It's okay.
Thank you. But seriously, like whenever people say stuff, I like to, okay, you know what? Fuck yeah. Time to implement that in my life. But
Only if it like applies
Dangerous
to you
game.
personally, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to say has nothing to do with my dead father.
Sure, yeah, let's go.
But there's totally a lot of stuff. But I was going to say being able to make myself come on a regular basis, because
Interesting.
I've only, you want to listen to this, only once
Wow.
in my life have I ever been able to do that with my hand. I didn't orgasm for the first time until I was 19, literally during COVID. So you guys can all remember exactly when that happened.
This place, so yeah.
I was like cooped up. Time, bitch. It's time.
I was like 24, so
That's
yeah.
funny as hell. That's a common experience for y'all, huh?
I have a whole set about
I
that.
mean, like,
yeah.
that's a common experience for men,
true,
obviously,
true.
but I'm, like, trying to think of, like, a relatively
guys did it
common
all the
experience
time,
I've
like-
never had. Never had a relatively common experience I've never had.
Learning to ride a bike.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
that's a big one.
Duh!
Wait.
Holy shit!
You don't know how to ride a bike?
I don't know how to
Ani
ride a
doesn't know.
bike.
Yeah, there it is.
Really?
You're the. I was about to say you're the man.
Can we go outside? Can we like yeah?
Yeah,
this
I
moment?
never learned how to ride a bike.
Dude, my brother too.
That's
And
He's
insane,
20 and he still doesn't know.
yo. Yeah, I'm fucking 40 and I never fucking learned.
Yeah.
how to
You
ride.
feel like you're missing out, or
Look,
cycling
Here's the
people
thing.
are always
My
weirdly
trouble than it's
intense.
worth.
my son knows how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
What?
He took those steps. He did it. It's like I'm going to learn by. Let's set a hard fucking day. I'm gonna record it too.
Ooh, I like
yeah.
this.
Yes, you
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
It's an action item.
Yeah.
That would go
I'm gonna-
viral.
Again.
I'm gonna learn how to ride a bike by my birthday, and that's April 5th.
April 5th.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not a lot of time.
Okay.
Hell yeah, I'm doing
That's
it.
good.
If
got a
you
ticking
don't
clock.
do it by then, because we could put
You gotta have
on
we have a
it, where,
consequence,
like,
right?
Ooh.
Well, we could,
Yes.
Yeah.
we could bring you in a bottle of something or like your favorite liquor or a cake or something. But then if you don't do it, then you have to like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
let's come up with the
Shave your
consequence
beard.
now.
Shave his beard. I like
That
That's
would
good.
be devastating.
Okay,
That's a
there we go.
devastating consequence. Okay.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah,
I like this.
yeah, let's set the date. Yeah.
You,
April 5th.
And you know what? Once you do it, you're literally gonna be like, God damn it, this is so fucking easy. Like,
Oh, yeah,
It was
that's
pretty hard
awesome.
when I had to do it, but I'm
Yeah.
not very
Yeah.
coordinated. So
That's
you'll fall
awesome.
down a couple times.
Oh, of course.
well, you did sports, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm setting a hard date. I'm gonna have a daily freaking reminder.
this.
I don't
Yeah.
even need it. But yo, I'm gonna put the consequence in there, like you will lose your beard. Something that I have said I am never shaving
Yeah.
ever again.
Does your wife just love your beard and she's like, I never want to see it go either?
I mean, nah, she don't mind. She likes me whether it's gone or whether it's there. She see me when it's like
Yeah.
when I've been clean shaven, but like
All
I
those
just-
years ago.
yeah, I just hate shaving it because I get like razor bumps and stuff.
Yeah.
They get
Same, dude.
Yeah, I've heard of
ingrown
that.
Same,
hairs.
dude.
Ingrown
Every
hairs.
week.
Dude, actually
I know,
same.
right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Ingrown hairs, and I'd be like, yo, this was not
Those
worth
are
it.
big.
I have a friend who's
Yeah,
been
you
recommending
should
that I
see my
shave more
vagina.
often, and I'm like, listen.
Yeah,
Well, it's just
right.
like resident
Yeah,
laser, and it's
exactly.
like, what
It
kind of
was
money
yo,
do you have?
People
Like,
that say that, they're like,
Yeah.
yo,
That
you
would be
know,
ideal.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't have freaking like kinky beard hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right.
I like
Okay.
that. That's good. That's exciting.
Oh yeah. So the end date is April 5th. The start date is today.
Yeah. You gotta decide like cake or liquor or something like that, or yeah, because
Yeah.
we should celebrate it if you know.
Yeah. So
You do, yeah.
Yeah, what do you want your prize to
I
be?
can't get you a new bike. It's gonna be a little expensive.
Yeah.
Because you're taller, and so I think it'd be hard to find. Well, you know,
Yeah,
hope faith they have like.
I got
full
some
bikes
like
there.
relatively cheap little bike that's little. It's a like mountain bike, but it's like one of the cheaper ones. Bought off Amazon, but it'll be.
Oh, yeah.
fine.
I know a guy. He's homeless, but he has a good collection of bikes, and like they're
That's-
nice.
That's insane.
Damn.
Oh yeah, hook me up with that
Yeah.
dude. That fit. Yeah, I'll
He was
freaking
one of my
look-
first
just
clients,
Just
yeah.
in case, like imagine he has like a Trek bike or something. That'd be
Yeah,
sick.
so let me know, cause like yeah, me and Jerry keep in touch. So
Jerry.
Yeah.
Of course, his name is Jerry.
Yeah, he's like in his 70s, but
Aw.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
He found me a door one night, and I still have it to this day. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
The prize
Yeah.
The prize, yeah.
for accomplishing the goal.
I mean, I'd say you could name my podcast, but it's too late.
Well, like
Yeah.
like cake or liquor or whatever. Yeah, you know, like a
Yeah.
reward.
Maybe like or were you about to say something?
no, you
All
go
right.
with you then.
I'm gonna say a dulce de leche cake
Okay.
from like
This
some
is recorded, so I
some like
right now.
some Hispanic
Okay.
freaking bakery. There's several around here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
Brazilian, does that count?
yeah, Brazilian is fine.
We
Dulce
can
de
make that
leche is
happen.
fine. Oh yeah. Like,
Walking distance
Absolutely.
of like
I haven't had it in a
five
long,
plaza.
long time, and I've been like kind of like it's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I like that.
Hey, Sarah, would you rather double the amount of emotional pain and pleasure that you feel on a daily basis, or cut both in half?
Cut both back.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I already feel like I'm like this so much that I'm like, really? I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I guess
Like,
it'd just be like using drugs, right? So yeah. never
Yeah.
mind.
I mean, I would love, but I just don't think I can handle much more. Like,
It's like having like sex on ecstasy, you know? I just feel like if you do that, what if you can never experience that again?
I know
you
somebody. Yup.
That would be so sad. Yeah.
I know somebody who had sex on Molly, and she's like, dude, don't ever fucking do that.
Oh no.
It doesn't even
Yeah.
tempt me. It's like meth, you know,
Yeah.
kind of like a little bit. Because it's like, you know, people who like meth really like it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
They're never like, this was an okay time. But
Yeah.
like, it, you know, it's just like the other side of it. I guess that makes sense.
It's fun.
Cutting in half would be depressing though, but
I mean,
No, it wouldn't. You feel less. You feel half as
Feeling
depressed
less,
ever.
Yeah,
I feel
guess, yeah.
like
You
a
just feel
lot
half
of
as happy.
Emotional
Yeah.
pain and pleasure, you feel
Yeah.
or cut both in half.
Yeah.
All right, because like I kind of missed what the question was. Double the amount of emotional
Yeah. What are
pain
your
guess,
thoughts,
like-
Keith?
and pleasure you feel on a daily basis. Double the amount of emotional pain and pleasure you feel, or cut both in half.
I did not even know it was on that screen.
Oh
until
yeah,
right
it's
now.
over there.
I mean,
Oh, great.
I,
I've just
who would ever want to like double that? But like I
Well, because you get
limit-
double the emotional pleasure that you ever feel,
yeah.
and
If
it's
I could
only
do it
emotional.
once,
Like
that'd be
physical
great,
pain and
but-
pleasure is still
Yeah, I
left
mean, like,
intact.
I,
You're not
uh,
dealing with that.
I mean, I kind of limit that stuff as is. Like I don't beat off on a freaking daily basis. I don't even.
You feel
beat,
emotional pleasure when you beat off.
I mean, no, not emotional. But I
Interesting.
mean, like you
It's
know,
a combination, right?
it is emotional pleasure.
It's
I
just
guess.
That's
for
fair.
women.
It's
I
valid.
guess you guys
Emotional
can just do
pleasure.
whenever.
Double the
but,
amount of
yeah.
emotional pain and pleasure. Emotional. I'm thinking physical. I'm stupid. Emotional.
You seem like a pretty chill person, though. Like, I feel like
Right,
I could be
yeah, I mean, like,
intense,
I
so I
get-
can't do that, but...
I get so much joy from my kids
Mm.
and my wife, but like my kids especially. I can deal with cutting it in half.
yeah,
Interesting.
I know, right?
I think that would work for you, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought, actually, I was thinking the opposite for you, but, like, never mind.
I don't know, cause like if I double that, that'd be too much.
yeah.
Trippy.
It would be way too much.
Yeah, man.
It would be damaging. It would be damaging.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Keith, it's your card.
Alrighty. I keep going to blue, yo. Let's change this shit up. Let's go green.
You gonna borrow your son's bike, or, like...
His bike is too small. I would never learn by April. All right. Do you feel, Taylor?
Okay.
Do you feel that you have conscious control over your beliefs? Could you, right now, decide to believe something else if you tried? If so, which beliefs?
No, I don't think so. I've had conversations with a lot of people about this, and yeah, no, I don't think so. I think that the things that we believe are mostly regulated by emotional responses to environment and people in our environment that we care about, and their beliefs about things that are modulated by their environment and the people they care about. And it's a complex system that pretty much runs itself. And we feel in control because that's important to us. And so it's nice to think that you got a choice. It's nice. It's one of the best lies we ever told ourselves. It's valuable. Keeps things running, man. But no, I don't think that.
Based off new facts, though, I mean, you could change your mind,
Right, but then it's the
like,
it's the facts. It's the exposure to stimulus that's driving the change in opinion, right? Because in the absence of those facts, your opinion wouldn't have changed. You're being exposed to the new facts. Are you choosing
What
to
a
change your
glitch.
belief after you analyze the facts, or
never
are
forget
those
now.
facts changing the environment
That's just for
in which
April
your
5th.
beliefs shift?
Oh no.
Well, I guess, like, see, I was, like, pro life all growing up.
Yeah.
I, like, did the march and,
why?
everything. Because, like, you know, the perception I was given was really limited. And then I worked in social work. I was
Right.
like, nah, all these kids are getting adopted. And then
Right.
there's just, like, a
But it
whole
was the
other
field of
side
your
it,
observations
yeah.
that was driving
But it
what
was
you
a
believed
big
in
change for
both
me.
cases, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but it was, like, crazy to change. But, I mean, honestly, and then...
Right, but
see-
once you
yeah.
were exposed to that new information, do you feel like you had to choose to change your stance after the exposure to that information, or do you feel like once you were exposed to that new information, you had to change?
I had to choose because, like, I had such a emotional tie and trust to the people that kind of gave me that narrative, you know, and so kind of having to face it with, like, the clients that I had and actual teenagers that were in those situations, you know, it really kind of broke my heart to change my mind, but I'm, like, proud of it. But it was,
Right.
like, a huge change. Like,
Right.
I always joke, but it's true. Like, I became pro-choice at Catholic Charities, so,
Yeah.
you know. But, yeah, it was really weird changing my mind on that. Like, kind
Absolutely valid.
Yeah, it felt like aliens were real or whatever, which I always, like, kind of stay away from that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if they're real, it's great, but... Yeah, I didn't want to change my mind. I wanted to be wrong about it, and
Right.
then seeing that.
But like
it
you
was
said in your
weird.
phraseology, I had to choose.
I get well. Yeah, because, like, for me, it's like once I met people that were faced with the issues that, you know, I did, but it was really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Absolutely.
still think I'm like, it'd be nice to get God to decide in on this, you know? Like, just for him to be like, hey, it's cool at this stage, you know? But, so I'm always like a little scared, but I'm like, I could still go to heaven, I guess, so. I don't know. I feel differently about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any, control over your beliefs. Do you feel you have conscious control? Can you even have conscious control over your... I mean, like, you can't, like, it depends. It depends on the experience. It depends on something can break people out of beliefs, but you're never going to just, like, have, like, a conscious, like, control over it necessarily because, like, you don't have beliefs because it's something that's, like, easy to just believe.
People don't decide to believe that the earth is flat. People have some piece of their life fall apart, and then they find a community that is accepting of them, that has this wacky belief. But they make good dinners, and they validate them, and they tell them there's an explanation for why their life fell apart, and it's because there's people that don't want you to know the truth, okay? And the truth is that the earth is fucking flat, and there's people that put a dome over where we live, and okay, if you just come to this dinner, we'll explain everything to you. Because there's maggots, The satellites don't work. No, it's fine.
Flat Earth
I'm
is
convinced.
one thing.
Well, I mean,
Like-
Columbus was a good guy for, like, ever, and we're like, wow.
No, yeah. Honestly,
I just love how that was like, that was a day
Yeah.
for someone that they were like, hey,
Right now
a win's a
decide to
win. He
believe
found
something
America.
else.
Let's leave it here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, that's crazy. Sarah, how about you?
oh, I would say, so do I believe that I can change my beliefs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I literally, I change my beliefs, like, honestly, too much. Because I'm always like, oh my God, I'm such a bad person. Why didn't I believe this before? You know what I mean? And, and yeah, experiences shape us, and I have different experiences all the time. And I feel like I just don't want to be, like, behind the train, because, like, I feel like as time goes on too, like, the younger generations are going to start to find more problems, and probably some of the shit that we've already said is problematic in 10 years, we'll find that out and the reason why. And
That term is just like
Problematic?
Yeah, inherently freaking disagreeable to
I
me.
love it.
Like,
You like the word triggering?
that's something that is said is problematic.
You think problematizing things is a problematic behavior?
No,
Keith?
saying something that something is said is problematic. Like trying to control speech is just not something that's even valuable or something that people should freaking push for.
Maybe.
I
Like
see
obviously
that from one side, yeah.
like look, all right.
I just don't see the relevancy of it. Like, people still know those words exist, and so I think sometimes when, like, TikTok censors us, like, who is it really protecting?
People
Yeah.
put power to words.
Yeah.
If you want something said to not matter, then don't let the word control you. Because that's what happened. The word is controlling.
yeah.
Same as it
Well,
ever
the word
was.
isn't bad. It's the person who does it, and that's the thing. It's
Yeah,
like
man,
making these words bad doesn't change things.
Actions.
Yeah.
Someone does something, that's gonna
Yeah.
be horrendous. If someone does something that causes harm to people, a word doing that is completely on that person. You have to be able to like freaking. No, it's just I don't think words can do that. I refuse.
Who are we protecting? That's, I mean.
I don't know. The French
yeah.
Revolution started with words, man.
Words are obviously can be powerful.
American
but
Revolution
like,
started with words, man.
but like, look, people can police words,
Yeah.
but when you start having authority try and police words,
Sure.
that's freaking
Yeah, once it's done by committee.
horrendous.
Holy shit, yeah. Committees are problematic. guys.
Relevancy. That's my biggest thing. Like,
No, I'm
that's
just
so
saying.
annoying when people just do it to do it.
Governments, problematic.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes, yeah.
That shit, yo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't used to think that the government was corrupt, and then I became older, and I was like, oh shit. Seems like they're not on anybody's side for real.
Yeah, they're on their own side.
Yeah. And, you know, I can see where you're coming from, because there's a lot of things that I'm like, that's not fucking problematic. But there are things that I'm like, okay, damn, Sarah, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Like, for example, when my dad killed himself, I used to hate people being like, "Oh, I'll kill myself," because I was 11 and a whole bunch of preteens were all like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill," like just as a joke, and I hated that. And like now I'm at a place where now I'm honestly angry at my dad, so I'm like, honestly, yeah, fuck you, and I'm gonna kill myself jokes. And I still love my dad, but that I have a completely different outlook than like 5 years ago.
Wow.
But I think your perspective kind of matters in that. I mean, working in mental health, it's like there was a lot of like controversy on like what words you use around, you know, suicide.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what, if a parent told me something, or if you did and you're like, hey, this word, like, yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna respect that because you went through it in your life and that makes sense to me. It's when we just do it to do it, I don't understand it. But
Yeah.
But I think that everyone should be open. I mean, one thing I will say is like when people can't change their mind, empathy. If you can't change your, like, if you just literally cannot change your mind on anything, I don't know how you, like...
You're not my friend.
I just drives me crazy. Because it has to have logic behind it. You know?
Or hear somebody out. I feel like just being able to actually respectfully hear somebody out in their point and not automatically go into defense mode is a great, you know, you don't have to change your mind, but as long as you can listen.
Yeah.
Maybe open to changing your mind.
Yeah.
So I hate when we're like, oh, we're debating. It's like, not if you just decide you were right in the beginning. So.
Yeah, I'm always open to debate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If someone can convince me that words can be banned or words should be banned, words can be, you know, problematic and you shouldn't say certain words, then I would be amazed. But I'm open to it. Like, there was a guy, I refuse to call him a comic because he's not in the scene anymore. And but he said, I mean, you've heard me say that I've given freaking nigga passes before.
Yep.
I've you know, I was jokingly, but I was also like kind of being like, I don't care. And then this guy, not a comic, but he did a few open mics, and he shouted, like not shouted, he pointed me out and was like, I'm doing this for my friend Keith. And he proceeded to do this song with all kinds of racial epithets in it. And he was a white dude. And, you know, I was just like, yo, why would he shout me out and call me a friend or whatever and then do that? I didn't get angry like right then and there because I still had to do my set, and then I was working on my set to do on a show the next night or whatever at that venue. But then like when he you know, I talked to him like a few days after the fact, like it was like, yo, don't ever do that.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, like again, dude. Like, yo, and it's like it almost made me, I mean, it kind of did, made me like rethink saying, oh, you know, the nigga pass is for whoever, because like he took that step because he's like freaking in his like head or whatever, not there.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't think that the word nigga is like that fucking horrendous to the point where I'm like, oh, no one should ever da-da-da.
Yeah.
But then like he made me question that shit hard.
Yep. Well,
just
yeah, because
based on that fucking action.
Because also Tarab Cook was also there that day, and I was there for an interaction between when that guy who's not a comic but was at those open mics.
I need to know who this is.
He was walking
later.
into it was at the Apex open mic back when RIP Apex Aleworks Friday open mic, and as Tarab was walking into the venue, we were all out on the front porch, and the guy called Tarab. He was like, and he like stopped a bit to have an interaction, and he was like, hey, do you believe in free speech? Tarab had no idea who this person was, and he was like, yeah. And he was like, good. It's just the
Wow.
And you're like, I have no idea why he shouted me out as his best friend before you. It's because he's a coward. Like that's why. Because he needed to be able to make sure that he could point to 2 other black guys. He'd say, oh, this guy's my friend. This guy believes in free speech. That's why I'm allowed to just do this vile shit.
Yeah.
And it's because I agree with you. Is there's no such thing as magic words. There's no such thing as words that should never ever be said ever. However, there are words that I choose not to say in certain circumstances and things, and there are certain people who I will think less of based on when they use what words how. Shout out to the non-comics, and aren't we glad that
That's
they
fucked
don't.
up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, and that's like honestly violent. Like that feels like really aggressive.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up.
No, yeah.
Yep.
It's a good thing he's not in anymore.
Yeah, I'm sorry that
Nah,
happened to you.
he's not a comic.
He is not.
Yeah, it was pretty horrendous though.
Aaron, I think it's your card.
Okay. I like this one. Do you?
Oh, she's ready,
Okay. Taylor. Yeah.
Oh,
Guy's
yeah.
perspective. Do you ever feel guilt or shame for romantically rejecting people who are interested in you?
Yes. I've got this question before on the thing.
I would just rather stab them. You know, it just seems like the same thing. Not
Yep.
really, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But it shouldn't be bad. Why is it? You know, you
Yeah.
should be better.
Well,
about
because
it
is. Because it is.
He's my grandpa's age.
Because it is.
Why is
Because
he in
it
the
is
first
bad
place?
and
Like,
it is
you know?
okay.
I don't know.
Multiple things can be true at once. It is bad insofar as you are causing someone else to feel pain on some level. That is fine. That can also be completely fine because you are also opting out of both of you feeling emotional pain at a certain point. You're opting out of you feeling pain right now. You're opting out of you feeling pain later. You're opting out of them feeling pain later.
It makes so much sense on paper.
And you are also causing pain in the moment, which is why it feels bad because a bad thing is happening.
Okay. I have a different perspective.
Let's go.
I agree, but also as women, men give us reasons to feel guilty and to feel scared
100% agree.
to reject them.
100%
and I
agree.
have
Yeah, let's
a
go.
literal example.
okay.
Yes, bring
We
receipts.
got the text. Okay. Good.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay, so this was actually a situation where somebody was wanting to write sketches with me. And we were just talking like, okay, yeah, let's meet up when you get back into town. And what did he say? He said something along the lines of, oh, do you still not have a car? And I'm like, no, I don't. And he's like, well, then how about instead of meeting, we were going to meet at like a restaurant. He was like, how about I just bring food to your place and we'll just write at your place? I was like, damn, that's so nice. That's so considerate, you know, of my circumstances. Shouldn't know. So then basically, randomly, he sends me a shirtless pic.
No, he doesn't.
Yes.
Seriously?
No, yeah, not
That's
cute.
like, I mean,
Not cute at all. And then
just doing it in general, and it's just like, what does that have to do with us professionally? Okay, so
okay.
so annoying.
And then I didn't acknowledge the shirtless pic because I was like, oh,
First
fuck.
mistake.
Hey, I'm just always
First
curious
mistake.
when this happens. It doesn't matter. I'm just always wondering
you
when
wanna-
people do this.
No way. Okay, so he sent me that.
The mixture of confidence
And-
and
Everyone's like, I climbed
non-confidence
this
that I'm
mountain
going to
today.
send
Yes.
you a shirtless
I don't
pic, but
know.
I'm also going to make sure that I'm in a cool environment.
Yeah.
Did he
because I'm
caption
aware
it,
of the
He said, legit in love, I think
point.
I'm moving here, talking about like where he's at. But I fucking knew
Yes.
what his angle was.
Right.
I was like, oh God. That's when I was like starting
Yep.
to get weirded out. And then I didn't acknowledge it. I was like, OMG, that looks so nice. It's literally 35 degrees here in Kansas City. Trying to like switch the
Yeah.
topic. Bitch, no. He should have ran with
Mistake.
that. And he goes, what did he say?
You're being kind. That's what you're doing.
I was being
yes.
too kind, apparently, because I'll tell you what. He goes, can't wait. It'll blah, blah, blah. Mainly wanted to show off my shirtless pic, if I'm being honest.
Wow.
So then I said, LMAO, I had a feeling. And then
That's the best response right
No,
there.
it's not.
Okay.
Because you're like, I think it is because it's like, yeah, I
Okay.
know I'm not stupid. I was being nice. Yeah.
And then, so I was his friend for like a couple years, and he went through a huge weight transformation. So then I felt like I had to acknowledge it. So I was like, looking good. And then I said, living somewhere that's warm all the time would be so good for mental health. I automatically
dead.
Oh, that's what
changed
you
it.
said back. So
No,
you
it's
didn't,
not. No,
like-
you didn't.
What?
No, you didn't.
What?
No, you didn't.
Didn't say what?
What did you just say that you did? You were changing.
I changed the
No, you
subject.
didn't.
Yeah, okay. Well, listen to this. He said, thanks, LOL. Not gonna lie. Every time I work out, I think about the time you made a comment saying that you find sweat sexy. Legit, every time. I've been seeing your Instagram, and damn, I think you've gotten even hotter. And then I said, sorry, but something came up on Saturday that I can't turn down. I'd still be willing to meet up at one point to write sketches if it's purely platonic. I'm not looking to date anyone.
There you go.
That was
Okay,
Wasn't
there
that
you go.
nice?
You finally got to it.
I
Good
wasn't
job.
even
See, I
like,
wish I would
don't like
handle
you.
things like that.
Like
yeah.
I'm sorry, but he's ugly as fuck. I could have said, yeah, actually, you disgust me, and everything that you said disgusts me.
Well, you put you in a
but I didn't
compromising
say that.
position too. Like,
And then he
Yeah.
responded, yeah, LOL, I'm just the same old blah, blah, blah. I be flirting with everyone. Don't take it personal. Next
don't
line.
take it personal.
Don't take it
Gaslight,
personal.
gatekeep,
Next line.
girl boss.
Not saying you're not a great girl, LOL, but we definitely would never work out anyways. Next message.
Get the fuck out of here.
Next
Sour
message.
grapes.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
To be honest, it actually works out better another day because I was going on a date Saturday evening.
Oh man, this dude is sorry.
Dig in
And
a
then
hole. No,
I
he
just
just like
said-
wants to like
No.
save face, and you can't.
The sad
I got
flex.
an, and then I said, all right, with a thumbs up emoji. Haven't talked to him since. But then somebody sent me, he posted on Facebook that same day, and he posted the picture that he
Just
sent
that
me
alone is a cry for
with
help,
the
but-
caption, I'm legit done with Missouri, ... It's not even the weather, ... It's strictly the women, ! Exclamation point.
gosh.
So that's why women, it's hard to reject men.
It's hard to hear like anything outside of his
Okay, hang on.
insecurity screaming so loud because it's like a guy when he asked you out and you're like, hey, I actually have a boyfriend. They're like, well, I was asking to be friends and go on a date. It's like, don't be weird about it. You know, it's like when someone asks you out and it's like you say it nicely and they're like, well, I wasn't even asking that. It's
I'm like, oh, okay,
well,
fuck me then.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
skip straight to
No, I
not
just
being
like to
nice.
do this for
skip
fun,
straight to
so,
not being
yeah.
nice. Follow your instincts. Skip straight to not
Oh.
being like nice. Because like the if I could offer just
Yes,
a couple
no, I'll
notes.
take it.
So where he sends the thing in what was the block that started with a LMAO? What was it was LMAO. What was the
LMAO, I had a feeling,
yeah,
looking
cut
good.
the LMAO. Cut the LMAO, cut the looking good. Just say, I had a
Okay, you're
feeling,
right.
call him out. Because you're not actually calling him out that time. You presented that block like, oh, and I'm calling him out for the thing and the thing.
Okay,
no, you
yeah.
weren't. Because
But-
all he gets from that is you said looking good and you laughed at him.
Easier said than done,
Yeah,
though.
the
I mean,
LMAO is
Sure,
that,
easier said than
is
done, but what I'm
We don't
saying
deal
is
with it all the
prolonging
time.
you're only prolonging the thing.
Yeah,
You're
but,
prolonging
like-
the amount of time that you're receiving that you're feeling because you're feeling negatively the whole time.
but girls
regardless.
don't do this to guys, so you guys don't feel as much as we do.
Not as often.
We're conditioned to kinda
You don't do this.
yeah.
She probably doesn't do this.
still got
Girls
to the
don't do
same
this. It's still a
point.
generalization. Blah 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 blah. I have the same answer to that card as you do, and it's because there are just as many people that are shitty on maybe not just as many people, but there are plenty of people who are shitty on both sides of the line.
Guys do this more than girls.
I'm not saying yeah, it's not a competition.
It kind of is in this, though. Maybe I don't know.
Well, if we're gonna make it a competition, it
I
doesn't
just
matter.
think preying on
All
someone's
I'm
talent,
saying
something you're
is,
proud of, like it's annoying.
yeah, all I'm saying is that at the point that someone is acting toxically, being nice to that toxic person, they're going to hear the nice part and they are going to zone out
Yeah.
all of the
No,
rest
yeah,
if
you're
there
right.
is any positive stimulus contained
That's
in
a
your
good
response.
point.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, you're right on that. Because it's like you have to remind yourself how little self-aware they are.
Yeah.
Because it's like
100%.
So crazy.
whenever a guy's like,
100%.
hey, maybe she doesn't get what I'm saying. I'm like, we always get it. You know.
I'm like, I thought I was being pretty clear. Like,
you're being nice, and it's like
Yeah,
maybe
you're
she
being-
didn't
you're
catch
being
I was
it.
being nice.
We
Yeah.
always catch it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you said that. I could take some advice from that because, yeah, I just am never fucking mean to.
But you still got there. That's the thing. Is like
Yeah.
you sending that. I mean,
You could have you could have saved like a little bit of time if you were just
and the
like,
last quarter
straight-
of it completely.
still
Yeah,
like
no,
the
you're
Like,
doing
just
well.
cut,
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
like cut straight to you knew what you were not about to do, and then the moment
Absolutely.
you even see that
Yeah.
first thing, it's like
all you
because
said
that's
was
what you
looking
knew.
good. And he's like, I
Yeah.
lived my whole life for this. Like that was.
I mean, I
wow.
felt guilty. I'm like, he lost over 100 pounds. It was a really big deal to him, and I'm.
yeah, that part is
Right,
what
but also
that
dig
made
into
it,
why-
like,
why
and
was it a big
he's
deal to
made
him?
it a whole thing.
But also, why was it a big deal to him?
Because I mean, he worked really, really hard
Why?
in order to get to that place.
So then you could be
Well, I
like,
mean,
You don't have
Why?
to carry that. You know.
yeah, I mean, like it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah. It's not my job.
You'd be like, awesome weight loss, still not fucking with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know,
Sorry.
still the
Hell
answer
yeah.
that you said, I was like, I want to remember that because I am terrible at doing that. Like, I'll just entertain conversations.
Yeah.
And, like, then it's not fair to them. Like, because you're kind of, like, not in that situation, but, like, I only did this once, and it was a while ago, guys. I told someone once after a Hinge date that I was relocating. Because, like, then they, like, thought that we
That's
had...
hilarious.
Because, like, he had such a wonderful time. Because, like, then I was just, like, not... I just knew when we met.
That's
I just
amazing.
wasn't, like, feeling... I was like, well, he's going to have a wonderful time. And when we left the date, and I was like, damn, he thinks it's working out. And so I was like, well, what if... I know
So good.
this was a while ago, and lying is bad. I haven't done it since, but I was like, hey, really wish we could pursue things, but my job, you know, is having me move in a month and just don't want to get any close to anyone. Because I was like, then he gets to, you know,
Keep his dignity a little bit.
he saw me on Hinge a little bit later. It's like, you're
Damn.
still here. Yeah.
Like 1 mile away.
So, yeah. I will say, as someone, I can't, like, judge you because I've leaned too far to the other side, so... I like the platonic thing, though. That's good.
Yep.
It's cold.
Yeah, no, that was a really good block.
Okay, thank you. And I appreciate your input on it too, because it's important
Yeah.
to have, I think, a guy's perspective, so that way I know how to deal with it in the future.
No, you're doing great. I'm just disagreeable and rude. Do you want to pick a card?
Sure,
The
sure.
only last thing I'll say is, like, I think using something that you're really proud of, like, when someone reaches out to me, I hope that's how they feel, you know?
Yeah,
And
you think
so-
I'm funny.
Yeah, and so to use that for something else, like, that really sucks
be
to
ready.
have someone... I mean, someone asked if I could be their mentor, and I've been in this 6 months, so shouldn't be anyone's mentor. But that's how...
Did you see
yeah.
it?
I haven't yet.
But that's
shit.
tough, I think. Because it just feels like whenever someone says, like, part of my set is good or whatever, being new in, like, comedy, it feels really good. So
Yes.
use it for ulterior motives, like, that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely non-consensual. It's like, okay, you reeled me into a situation that you purposefully were withholding information because you in your head knew that I wasn't fucking down.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, really?
That-
I'd fuck you. No.
As the kids say, period.
Period. Okay, I will have to go somewhat soon, but...
And I need
This
it-
is the last
yeah.
lap around the table anyway. You're the last card of the
Okay.
night.
Do the last card.
Okay, Aaron, what were the conditions of your last breakup?
Like, breakup? Like, we're counting, like, a relationship? Yeah, let's do that. That's
Okay.
that's the easiest one.
Yeah, that
Okay,
seems...
Let's do that, yeah.
Whatever you're most comfortable with.
That would be what someone
Within reason.
you guys don't know at all, so that's perfect.
Oh,
You know,
shit.
No, but it's good. I'm actually pretty proud of this. Like, I mean, it was so hard. We dated for 2.5 years, but you know, you get to that point where he had been married before, and I do at some point want to be married, and you don't fight about that, but that's the real underlying issue, you know. And so we ended up breaking up, but like, you know, that was the conditions of it. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? Are you gonna spend the rest of your life with this person, or are you not? You know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, but you know, I don't think you can stay close with exes. But I still think he's a good person. So, but that was the condition. So, I think that I feel lucky because cheating and all that stuff is so messy. So, like, to have something like marriage was pretty cut and dry. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, not that interesting, but which is good. That's fine.
No, that is fucking
Yeah.
good, dude.
But we are at 10 o'clock now. We're rounding out our third hour. For those of you who have been on
I feel like I
the...
grew as a person. This was good. For
Hell
me.
yeah.
Yeah, this was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Well, it's been fun. I'm glad that all of you came on. I'm happy you all came. You all have been brilliant.
I
I'll
had
probably be
horrible
part.
posture this
bugging
whole
all
time,
of you in
so.
No, me
future
too.
to
Look at
get you
this.
back on the
I
podcast.
just like, yeah.
For those of you who haven't been on the show before,
Scoliosis.
when we wrap up the podcast, I play ukulele for roughly 45 seconds to 3 minutes while we go in a circle around the table, and everybody just sums up their experiences, says anything to the audience that they want the audience to hear before we end. If you need to plug anything, go ahead, shout out whatever you're going to shout out. Just kind of talk to the audience, all of you as a
tune of
group,
it?
over the next 45 seconds to...
Keith Spencer Comedy on Instagram. Only show coming up is March 7th. The Rusty Spur. I'm hosting.
I got Big Nick's show on March 15th, and Taylor will know where it's at because he's
That's
doing it too.
Gambino's Pizza
There we go.
in fuck.
Oh, that's a brewery.
Wait,
It's a
no.
brewery.
It's
Yeah.
Beer 30 in...
Don't get me-
That's at Beer 30 in DeSoto, Kansas.
There you go.
7 o'clock. Show up.
That's my one thing, yeah.
Well, I just want to say I've really enjoyed this experience, hearing
Same.
everybody's different perspectives. I feel like I have learned something from this, and I have stuff to take away from it as well. Stuff to plug. You can follow me on Instagram at @osully_7, and I have a open mic every last Tuesday of the month at Tin Roof. Free recorded sets, free show, and it's a great time.
Oh, your podcast. When is that episode going to air?
Oh, that'll air next week.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yes, on YouTube. You can go look up SOS, and hopefully you'll find it, the SOS podcast.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that.
I completely forgot to plug my open mics. I have two of them. Outlaw Cigar Bar and Brewery, North Kansas City. That's every Thursday, weekly. And I also have every Friday in Lee Summit at Market on Main or the Yaye Bodega freaking
dude.
open mic. Yeah.
God damn.
Both very fun, especially the Friday mic. Every time, blast, and that's every week.
Spay and neuter
I
your
haven't been
friends.
to a
Everybody
Friday
have a
night
good
either,
time.
So, and it's Lee Summit.
Yep.
Nice.
Damn.
Okay, I didn't know until 2 hours in. I didn't look at the TV until then.
Dude, I didn't notice until an hour in. I was like,
You know,
whoa.
he literally pointed at this, and I just like didn't even
Yeah.
see it.